Hey, how you doing? This is Jamie. Hey, we're here with Matthew Neer, and we're going to do a webinar. Teach you how to break free from the mold. All right, so what you're looking at right here, this is you. You're stuck in you're being controlled by the establishment, and you have immense power inside of you. You are capable of amazing achievements, but you're being held against your will, and you need to break free. All right? So here is you and your neighbor. You and your fellow I Am with Jamie student friend are stuck in this Borg type of situation, and you need to break free. Here I come along. I'm going to break you out of this mold and set you free. You just have to put your hand up like a hand gesture when anyone wants to hire you or basically take control over your body, and you have to say no. You have to say no, 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 no. The only thing to do is to hustle and make money. You want to build a list, you want to find traffic and sell lots of sales. All right? And then there you go. That's the result. All right? So basically we're going to teach you how to do that. I am disappointed with a lot of you guys. You got to make me proud. Please don't embarrass me and make no money. Please make me proud. Show me that you're listening and you're doing what you're being told. It's not hard. For instance, if I tell you to send someone a link, your friend is interested or somewhat a subscriber is interested in what you're selling, please send them the link. Don't tell me that you went to your mother's house or something. Please, come on now. All right, no more excuses, no more funny stuff. That's just straight up laziness. You need to tell your kids, hey, I'm working until 7 o'clock at night. All right, you have to do these types of things and you will get out of that bubble. All right, you will break free and you will take that all those wires that are stuck in your head and you'll throw them down the drain. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to pass it to Matthew Neer and he's going to show you how to do this.
Yeah, what's going down, y'all? How's it hanging? I got some really cool stuff to share. Let me turn on the yield screen here. So, what I want to do is first and foremost, we got to talk about choosing your domain name because I can't tell you how many times people come around. I'll go out and stuff at night and or on a Friday or Saturday or whatever, and I'm out hanging at the bar having a drink or out at the skate park, whatever it may be. Whatever I'm doing, people end up inevitably asking the question of what do I do, and it always comes, and eventually in the beginning, I wanted to like really sit down with people and explain to them because I thought it was just the coolest shit ever what I was doing. And I would really sit with people for like 20, 30 minutes at a time and try to explain to them all of the stuff that I do. And what I realized is that after doing this in meticulous detail over and over again, people just did not get it. And it was just very strange. I don't understand. So now, after tiring myself with that, I have no energy to sit with people and try and coach them. And this is outside of the class, by the way. I'm speaking of just like random people who don't have an interest in business, right? That's what I do, and I'm like, well, I run a few .coms. That's just what I say these days because people get that, and then they always have this follow-up question that's like, oh, really? That's cool. I've always wanted to start a website, and then they tell me this domain name that they came up with and bought, and 9 times out of 10, it's the worst domain name I've ever heard, or they have like all these weird like I don't know ideas, stipulations with it. So if you guys want to follow along with the post, I will drop that in the questions box. You guys check it out. Computer's going slow today. This is not good. But we got 13 rules, guys. Okay, 13 rules that are you gotta know. Okay, so check it out. Number one is you got to combine related keywords in your niche. Okay, so for example, when I bought the domain name digitalbankroll.com, I wanted something that was just damn near sexy, right? I wanted it short, preferably 2-word domain name. And so what I did was that this is literally how I came up with the idea to register this domain name, and this is the same formula that you got to come up with too on your own when you buy one, is that you got to figure out what it's about, right? So what I did was I knew it was going to be about internet marketing and making money, and I also knew that I wanted it to be a 2-word domain name. I wanted one word to mean online or like the internet, and then I wanted the other word to be about money. So because internet money or whatever it would be, right? Something like that. So I wrote down literally hundreds of words for each definition. So I would literally go to the source like this. I'll show you what I do. This is the easiest damn thing in the world, I'm telling you. You type in internet to thesaurus.com, and what it does is it kicks back a whole bunch of synonyms for you of other ways to say the word internet. Okay, so let's see what we get. We got cyberspace, www, information superhighway. I guess that's not that good. Cyberspace was okay, but that's kind of a long word. So maybe that word didn't work out the best. You type in line, okay, and that'll probably give you some more options of what you could choose from. There you go. You got networked, wired, accessible computer, connected electronically, hooked up, installed on stream, that kind of stuff, but still not good. So I type in digital. I'm not getting a good example here. Money would be a better example for that, and I'll show you in a second. Digital. Okay, now there you go. That's tight. So analog, brain, calculator, clone, laptop, mainframe, PC, computer, that type of stuff. Okay, so that's pretty good. Not the best example, though, of how I come up with these words. So we're typing money, and I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, so now here, there you go. Other ways to say money is bill, capital, cash, check, fund, pay, payment, property, salary, wage, wealth, banknote, bankroll. You got an idea where I come up with that from then, huh? Bread, bucks, chips, coin, coinage, dough, finances, funds, gold, gravy, greenback, loot, pesos, resources, riches, roll, silver, specie, treasure, wad, and the list goes on and on. And so that's literally how I got the idea. I just typed in stuff to this website, thesaurus.com, and I wrote down literally hundreds of words meaning each one, and I started cross-referencing them on GoDaddy, and then when I saw that the one I wanted was available, boom, registered it immediately. Okay, so here's number 2 tip you gotta be aware of is you want to avoid copyright infringement, and a lot of times what happens is SEOs will register a domain name based on a keyword or a keyword phrase in an effort to rank in the search, and search just means search engine result pages, if you didn't know. And this is a strategy that works really well, but the trouble is sometimes you could get in trouble with copyright infringement. If you have the word Google in your domain name, for example, it could come back to haunt you if Google decided at some point that they didn't like the way you represented their brand online. Don't use a trademark name if you can avoid it. Just be careful and be smart about it. All right. Number 3 is the moving vehicle test, and this is probably the most important of all 13 rules. Okay. And number 3 is this, and this is pretty cool. I often get asked in public about picking the right domain name, and my response is this. If you can shout your domain name out of a car window at someone standing on the street corner and they can remember it, you've won. All right, that is the hands-down foolproof domain name test right there. And it may sound silly, but if you really think about why this works, it makes a lot of sense. Domain names need to be short, snappy, quick, and to the punch, all while describing exactly what the website's going to be about before they type it in. So again, guys, keep that in mind when you are registering a domain. You gotta be able to tell it to someone real quick, and they should be able to get it without asking you how's that spelled or what was that, like that. Like you don't want any of that. You just want to say it and they understand it and they type it in. Okay, and that's good. You gotta make sure it's in place. Number 4 is avoiding hyphens and numbers, and oftentimes you might see domain names with hyphens in the name. A bold example of this that's been done amazingly is this guy Yaro Starik, who did entrepreneurs-journey.com, which I would never, ever in a million years tell you to get a dash in your freaking domain name. I just think it's terrible. But that website is a very good example of a success story of how a dash actually worked out to be a very well-known website and has gone on to make the guy multiple 6 figures in his career. So hey, it worked really well. But again, I don't recommend it, and I bet you if you went back and you asked Yaro today if he could re-register the domain name, he probably wouldn't get a dash in it at all. Same thing with numbers. I typically would not use a number in a domain name in the place of like a word. So like websites for you, I wouldn't want to use the number 4 in that example. I would want to type it out, for the most part. It could turn into like a branding thing. It's definitely possible. Like for example, a good example of a website that uses a number is 99designs.com. That's a great website to get your graphic artwork done, and that definitely works. Just be very careful about it. You want it to be like when you tell someone the domain name, you want them to be able to think about it. Like, hey, like what are they going to do first? You want to test this. Like, are they going to go initially to type in the words 99, or are they going to type in 99 designs? Like in that particular case, it works really well. But again, like the example websites for you, the average person would probably type in FOU or FOR instead of the number 4. You know what I mean? Okay. So number 5 is always, always, always register .com. .coms are the shit. Period. That's it. There's a reason why everyone wants a .com domain name, because people associate more authority with the .com, and so does Google. You actually, if you're doing it for SEO purposes, you'll be able to rank higher because you have a .com faster. It's just the way it is. .com is owning the market, and if you don't have one, you're just not ready to play. Plus, I think that having a .com is also like a very prestigious thing. If Kings and Queens were still alive today, Kings and Queens would have .coms, and they wouldn't have anything else. So it's .coms like royalty, and so therefore you should just always get the .com and just ignore all other extensions. Period. Number 6 is keep it short and sweet. Again, going back to rule number 3, if you can't shout your domain name out a car window, you shouldn't register it. But on top of that, keeping it short and sweet means that your domain name should not be more than 2 words, ideally. You could combine more. If you do a 3-word domain name, then you got to keep the syllables down. Okay, that's the rule of thumb right there. So, for example, DB is a domain name that is a 5-syllable phrase, and that's almost too long. Ideally, you'd want to go like 4 syllables or less. But if it's really sexy, you got to snag it up when you can get it. And I would say do a maximum of 7 syllables allowed, but shoot for 4. All right. Number 7 is spelling counts. All right. No matter how clever you think it is, spelling your domain name the wrong way on purpose is probably a mistake. And for example, like dig.com is spelled with 2 G's. Dig is not spelled with 2 G's in the dictionary, if you didn't know. And because of that, you got to make sure that you spell things correctly. Now, those are examples of successful websites that have spelled things incorrectly, like Scribd and Fiverr are the ones, and that became a part of their brand, and which you can do if you know what you're doing. But in the most part, like, you want to keep it so that it's simple, it's easy, and people understand and get what it is you're trying to do without having a crazy spelling error. You know what I mean? So you can start off with a misspelled domain name. It's possible. I don't recommend it if you're just getting started online, because it takes advanced branding strategies and techniques to make that actually work. Okay. Number 8 is you got to leave an impression. When you tell someone about your website, pass out a business card or whatever, they will see your domain name, and they'll have a preconceived notion about what they will see when they arrive on your website. So if your domain name says one thing and they get another when they hit your website, they will likely get lost they will lose interest, get confused, and possibly even offended for you wasting their time. Think of your domain name as a teaser to your website's content. It should pique their interest, then deliver on that curiosity and pull them into your site's content. Once they type in that sexy URL, you're about to register and hit enter. Number 9, turn your domain name into a brand. This is a big concept, perhaps even too big for someone brand new to understand, but I will do my best to deliver it to you. Every smart business venture should have an exit strategy, and therefore your blog should have one too. If your blog or your website is yourname.com, that probably doesn't have any resale value because your face, image, and likeness is directly tied to any content you create on the domain name. But if your domain name that can be a brand, that can become its own entity and can survive and thrive without your presence, that is worth some really good money should you choose to sell that later on down the road. For example, I made this mistake in the beginning when I first started blogging. I was blogging on MatthewNeer.com, and I started doing really well with the website, and it started getting a lot of traffic, and it was good. I was making money off of it, but ultimately, and to make it long story short, what ended up happening with that domain name is it got hacked. with I don't know, some Indonesian guy destroyed it and destroyed all my data. I had like over 300, 400 posts on the site and just ripped out from under me overnight. It's a terrible thing. Um, but it's ultimately a good thing that that happened because now, what I can do is put it all into a domain name that's brandable. And should I choose to sell it later on down the road, once it's getting a couple 100,000 hits a month, then it'll be easy to do. You can also acquire investors at that point. Acquiring advertisers would be effortless. It's very simple. So, very important that you keep that in mind when you're building your stuff. All right, number 10 is separate yourself from the pack. Don't follow trends. Don't do what everyone else is doing. You need to zig when they zag and zag when they zig. Your domain name should follow that same idea. So if people in your niche are starting to register all a certain type of domain name, following a trend or something like that, register yours to be the exact opposite of the thing that will make you rise above the crowd. Okay, that's what's going to set you apart. Another way to say this would be this: you follow the herd, you're bound to step in a lot of shit. So don't be a sheeple, be a wolf, and challenge the pack. Hunt the pack, as a matter of fact. Number 11, be discoverable. Being discoverable means that being the source of epic content in your niche. So once you brand yourself properly, you begin to build a following, and those people will expect you to lead them in a certain direction by the type of content you publish to your blog site. If all you publish is always promotional material, people will ultimately think you were just trying to sell them stuff, and the power of your recommendation will diminish over time. Allow people to come to your website or blog in order to discover answers to the problems that they seek, and your advertisements and email opt-ins do the selling for you. Number 12 is be original. No one likes a copycat. Okay, and even though it's said to be the highest form of flattery for copying someone, I think it makes you look like a complete dumbass. Imagine if and when you do copy someone's domain name, like you take an idea for their domain and it does get famous, what happens now? What if you're called out on your shenanigans? What if that choice ultimately becomes the downfall of your entire brand? There was a saying I once heard that I think is like an old school Chinese proverb, something like that. It says something like this: a hostile newspaper is more to fear than 1,000 knives. Keep that in mind. Furthermore, when you're actually spend some time to come up with a name that is 100% original, it is so much more rewarding to build that into something huge because it's your baby. It's literally like a child, and as your website grows, you see how it takes on a life of its own. It's quite amazing. And number 13 is, once you have a sweet concept for your blog, you need to have a brainstormer, a tool to use, okay, to get a bunch of great niche-related ideas and words, and you can use them in your domain name. It might be a good idea to use a domain name brainstormer tool so you can sort through your list much faster than doing it one by one at GoDaddy. So, for instance, instant domain search is very cool. I'll show you what the tool's like here. You can type in something like this. See? So Matthew Jamie would be available, right? Also, let's see, Don Papa is not available, unfortunately. Don Papa, maybe next time though, man. Or maybe you get the .org, or you could be the Don Papa. Like the Don. That's what I'm talking about right there. Pimping right there. So yeah, you could use this and you could just type it in instead of having to hit enter. It just it does it for you live right here on the screen. So that's very exciting. Yeah, what a cool tool, right? So you can do that all over the place. You can do like iPhone 5S, and of course that's taken. iPhone 7S, 7C, 7B, A, D. You know what I mean? So you can see what's available and all that stuff. iPhone cheat codes. Pretty exciting, right? So just a couple ideas. Bought an iPhone today, by the way. Bought the iPhone 5S Gold Edition. It's very sexy. I've been playing with it all day. It's been very fun. All right. So, anyways, with that said, guys, any questions on this stuff here? We would love to have your comments on these 13 rules. You can leave that right there at the bottom, and if you do, we can have a discussion on the blog, and I can rebuttal you, or you can rebuttal me. Nice. All right.
Yeah, what's up with Larry and his model trains? I wanted to find out what's the deal with that niche.
Model trains. That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, when someone requests a niche like that, I would hope that they have an extraordinary amount of material. You know, like they have model trains themselves. They could take videos and send them to me and stuff. That's just
No
my
way.
thoughts on that niche. Not sure about that.
That's like a really passionate thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, if he has tons of model trains, but I mean, like, you know, the thing where, hey, Jamie, what about this niche? And then I do all the work on that niche. Then you know, I mean, there's no sense in that. The only reason why I do, you know, we do something like that is if he has a ton of material already on it.
Yeah. Well, that could be cool, man.
Because that's the idea
It's like
is
a
like it's going to be more powerful if you guys pick something that you're really an expert in, you know. So if he's an expert in model trains, then that would be pretty good. If not, then it's not a good idea.
yeah. It's definitely an irrational passion right there, and I think that people could really get into that, man. Um, that's very interesting. I'm curious now to see what kind of niches exist or products exist around in that niche, because that could be quite powerful indeed.
Yeah, here I'll show you guys. I'll give you a little inspiration here. I'm editing this music video. It's for a record label. How to get a record deal uh, product. All right. So here, check this out. I have a bank statement. All right. Now check out this bank statement. As you can see, that's what you want your bank statement to look like. Um, see, it goes everywhere. You know, 358,000 up to 500,000 back to. Then I paid this guy here 43,000 because he sent a whole bunch of traffic. It went down to 417,000. You know, so it's up there, you know, $500,000 or whatnot, you know. And then basically, this is how you do it. You set up you have these things. You got an Aweber account, like so. This is your little lifeline. Hey, there's a bad echo, bro.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you.
Aweber, and then here is the then you got a merchant account, deposits, and those types of numbers aren't possible without a merchant account. Yeah, yeah, because I mean, and that's how I had all that money in there was with the merchant account. Um, then you got your Click Bank account, you got your PayPal account, and you know this the reason you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? And they all do different things too. Like this would be for a lot of different things, like selling domain names. You know, you'd be doing a lot of stuff through here, selling websites, clients, services. This is digital products primarily outside of IM. ClickBank doesn't do a heck of a lot of IM stuff anymore. This is for big time launches, you know, like everything from services to, I mean, we have a control panel that we had a coder build. So I could go in there in like 2 seconds and create a link, which I just did to sell my friend's stuff. We're selling his music together all in one package, like 400 songs for like $30, same as like Beats 365. And so I can log in there real quick and click a couple buttons on one page and click enter, and then it'll give me a link, and that's the link to the checkout where we just post that checkout all over the place, and people will deposit monies into your account, and it dumps the money into your bank account like the next day. It's like crazy. Like ClickBank doesn't do that. It takes 2 weeks. PayPal, yeah, you have to press the button and then it's kind of like PayPal in the merchant account. That's like the quickest way to make money. ClickBank takes a while. ClickSure is where all of the IM products are at nowadays. So these are your accounts that generate the monies. This is the money machine gun, okay? This is the machine gun that, it's like if you were doing art with a paintball gun, okay? There's like this big wall. You had all these different colored, you know, paintballs, and you wanted to paint a picture. Your gun would be the AWeber, and this would be the wall, I guess. All right, so as you see, you know what I'm talking about. All right, and then you got all these other, you know, these are all like resources. Um, all right, that's it. That's my entire business right there. There you go. All right, so this, now we play a little game. Who can guess? What do you do with this? What do you do with that? What do I do with AdWords nowadays? Where does this go? Okay, we gotta figure out where all these things go. Okay, what's the use for them? You know. See, the thing I want you guys to try to start understanding is that this would go to a video, which goes to a page, which goes to AWeber, which goes to merchant account. Also, it will, once it goes to AWeber, then you go into all these different places instead of just spending your money on AdWords and it sends it to nowhere. All right. Then the merchant account, that will go to and after you do the merchant account, then you send out another broadcast that'll promote Dick Hands. What the hell type of name is that? Dick the Mussolini. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, so you promote Dick Mussolini, and then you send him a threatening email telling him to promote you back. All right. Same thing with this. Look, this is cool. Craigslist has all these different uses. You know, do a little bit of a posting with your email, and you have an auto response, so you don't get flagged. Don't get flagged. Be a stealth. You know what I'm saying? Be stealth about it. Promote, Flippa, auction. You know what I mean by that, guys, right? You put your site on Flippa. You're gonna sell websites. Put your site on Flippa. Every Thursday, you sell another site. You know, and so from Thursday to the next Thursday, over the weekend, you're pumping that site with cash. Make sure that site becomes something of value, so that you can make a good penny. You know, because you got to pay a fee to list it. You know, you pay like $20 to list it. You want to make more than $20. You want to make like $400. All right, there you go. Also, you can use Craigslist to promote household auctioneers. It's very good with auctions, you know, promoting, build a list, help build the AWeber up with it. You could do that. All right, World Star Hip Hop. You purchase ad space for a promotional video you hired someone to do on Flippa. All right, there you go. Bam. I'm sorry, on Fiverr. What's wrong with me? All right, so, and then Facebook, no meaning really. Just, you know, I don't know, piss people off and stuff. All right. Okay, so that's the whole thing about it. The one thing I'm missing here is the biggest thing that I love about being an entrepreneur is affiliates. It's all about outsourcing. Outsource. Reign, not rule. All right, all-seeing eye and don't be outsourced, controlled, employed, or enslaved. Okay, there you go. All right, that's the whole blueprint. Go to town. Let's do this. All right, no haste, no waste. Let's get it going. All right, you like that, huh? You like the blueprint? The blueprint is no joke. Let's hear in the questions box. What's the deal? All right, this is some. This is all discombobulated. What do you guys do? You're thinking out loud, huh? What the hell are
Hey
y'all
man, can you
talking
talk
about?
more about what you mean by reign versus rule?
All right. Yeah, you don't want to be the one to do the work. You want to be the one to delegate. All right? It's all about delegation. All right? For instance, the Queen of England, everyone thinks she sits around and drinks tea. She doesn't. She has outsourced all of these politicians to do works for her. Okay? So I want to try to talk you guys into being, the king or the queen instead of the president. You know what I'm saying? Or prime minister. All right? That's dirty work. You don't want to do any dirty work yourself. You want to make sure that you outsource the works. Okay? It's okay. You could go into business with a successful outsourced person, but don't be weird. The worst parasite in the society is the one who you open yourself up to. For instance, if you want to get a record deal, and when you have no power and you're asking for a record deal, the record deal is going to be crappier than if you had power. Because if you have power, then it's going to become they're going to be bidding with you. You're giving them something. You're raising the bar. You've raised the bar so that they can't offer you a crappy deal anymore. A lot of the time, what I see is people offering me crappy deals, and I turn them down. If your goal is, when we talk about goals, like you should be able to say, I'm gonna make $100,000 next month. But of course, you make goals like that. But you also make other types of goals, like the type of thing where, like, in 3 months, I want to be able to tell someone who's offering me $100,000 to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's really possible right away, because when you apply for a job and you get the job, it is a great amount of money for that. It might be $70,000 or $100,000 or something like that. It is that type of money. But the thing is that you're saying, okay, I'm not going to work with anyone else, and I'm not going to achieve my dreams or do anything for society or advance my career or do anything while I'm still on this earth and I haven't gotten cancer yet. I'm going to dedicate my entire life to this person for the next year for that $100,000. That's slavery. You know what I'm saying? So don't even think about taking on clients or getting employed or any of that crap. That's what's keeping you back. And also what's keeping you back is people's calling you during the day. Don't let people call you. Rip the phone out of the wall. Don't fall victim. You don't need anyone else at all. All you need to do is promote people on ClickBanks and then ask them to promote you back. That's it. There's no funny stuff to this. Of course, you got to be a clever writer. You got to think outside the box, but that's pretty easy. You just say something really stupid and retarded at the top of the page to grab their attention. Like say, what's more disgusting than an octopus with 5 legs? If you said that at the top of your sales page, you're going to get many more people actually reading the rest of it than you would if you were saying, hey, I made $50,000 yesterday and I will show you how to do the same. People have seen that a million times. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how to do it. All right. Any questions? All right. And I'll send it back to Matt, but he's getting the flu, so we're going to make it a quick one. But yeah, you got to learn how to do this, guys. You know what I'm saying? And the problem, I'm just straight up, the problem is that you guys, the people who aren't making monies, they have not gone out and gotten the money. You know what I'm saying? Connect the dots. Like, for instance, you got your PayPal account set up. You got your product you did. You got your Aweber account, the page with the opt-in box on it. And if you don't, you got to do that tonight. That stuff, you got to get that done. All right? It doesn't cost any money to do that. You get Composer, create a page. If you don't know how to create a page, go on YouTube and type in how to create an HTML page. All right? So you do all that stuff. Once you get it done, You're done. Then when you go out and you start contacting people, local businesses in your area, hey, can I do internet marketing for you? Blah, 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 right? When you're doing all that stuff, or probably you're thinking, I'm not going to want to do that stuff tomorrow. I don't know. But once you do that stuff, if you have any trouble whatsoever, you update your page to answer their questions and blah, blah, blah. All right? You understand what I'm saying? That's how to do it. No funny stuff, no funny questions, please. I don't want to hear any stupid stuff. I'm giving you my heart and soul. I don't know why I do it, but I just do it. All right? So that's pretty much where it's at. And now make me proud, guys. Show me some URLs and I want more testimonials, damn it. If I don't get I have a competition with this guy who thinks he's the shit. And he's just so mistaken. And he laughs at me and he says that I'm, just an idiot or I'm stupid that I do the webinars. Because he says the people, he's just a bit of a scammer, and he says the people don't want to learn this stuff. They want, jobs and biz op and fast money and gamble and lottery and all this stupid peasant stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all this sheeple crap. And I tell him, no, you have to, that's not true. A lot of my cats are really successful. And he's like, ah, and I'm like, what are you talking about? There's a lot of big names that are attributed to learning from me and stuff. And he says, you're an idiot. I say, well, they're on, my students are on my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wasn't teaching good stuff, they wouldn't be on my Facebook. And so he's like, all right, so show me some successful students of yours. And I point him to this person, this person, this person. And then he's like giving me more troubles. Help me kill this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Show me that you guys are kicking some ass with this stuff. Don't tell me now, I had to go to Orlando. I had to bring the kids to, it's Christmas. I didn't. No, you know what I'm saying? Let's do this. It's time for them 16-hour days. A lot of Red Bull. You know what I'm saying? Drink the Red Bull. Have a good breakfast. Drink a whole bunch of coffee and kick some ass. Plug in them links. If you don't know how to plug in them links yourself, go on Odesk. Hire some cats to do it. Bang out those products. Have an app. Have a offer. Have a blog that you update every day, or pay your sister to update it. Whatever, man. Let's just kick some ass. Make sure you're collecting them leads. Import them leads. Grab a Get Response 360. Import them leads to Get Response 360 tomorrow, and let's do this. Okay? That's all I have to say about it. All right, because we give you enough of this, all this technical stuff, all this wizardry, and it's totally spot on. But a lot of the time, you guys are like, okay, you're pushing the car up the hill. You got to be pulled up the hill. You got to know where you got to know that you ain't crap unless you're doing that $50,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say. And I mean, when it comes to this line of thinking, I mean, when I'm talking this stuff, and I see comments that are like, I tried to purchase, but it didn't, go through. What are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? You don't need to purchase anything. You need to hire some cats to do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And no more gambling, no more lottery stuff, no more peasantry crap, no begging, no, street begging and all this and that. That's not, just come on now. This is America. It's America dream. You know what I'm saying? All right, so thank you very much. I'm going to cool off now before I lose my brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Dropping knowledge right there. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah. That was good, guys. Hope you took a lot away from that rant right there. That was powerful shit, yo. Um, yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. It's a very simple formula, to make it happen. And once you know it, then you can go out there and implement that and totally just kill it, So hey, while I'm chatting you up here, um, who's got some killer domain names out there, some killer websites? Who's got something badass out there right now that is ready for show? Ready for show and tell. And then we can take a look at it and see how good it is. Give a little bit of a critique, if you will. So who's got a cool website out there? Feel free to drop those in the questions box at any time. All right, cool deal. Yeah, guys. So you know what? I think the main thing people struggle with is like they get this crazy ass information overload. They get on every email list under the sun, and they get all confused with whatever it is that they're trying to do. And they get pitched one new thing after one new thing after one new thing every day under the sun, and they just don't know what to do when it comes time to really buckle down and create a business that's going to last. People get all sucked up in this affiliate marketing thing, and I think that's great. It's a beautiful thing, but um, if you're doing affiliate marketing and you're not like making commissions on it like your first day, then you're doing something wrong. Like that's like literally what it is right there. So you got to figure out exactly what it is that you want and what kind of business you are going to build. And something else I've noticed too is that people who get big, they often start out in like a little corner of a niche, and they exploit the hell out of that niche until that little piece gets really big and it blows up for them. And then they can expand into like everything, all kinds of different offers. And I think it's really powerful. And an example of that would be Jamie himself. As a matter of fact, he started off with hip hop beats, right? And that was like his main squeeze because he was a musician his whole life, and then he wanted to figure out a way to monetize that. And so what happened is it was a natural progression of what happened, which is really cool. Is started off with hip hop beats, and then that started, metamorphosis into all kinds of crazy niche websites and like a bunch of hyper capitalism type stuff. And then from there, those had even more success on ClickBank, and he became a top seller. And then from there, he was like, oh, well, I should probably teach what I'm doing, teach the biz op stuff. And then boom, there it was. Next thing you know, I am when Jamie was born, and Copy and Prof, and all those famous courses you've heard of. Yeah, they're all super hot, man. So you got to start off in like in a little corner of a niche, and that's another big problem too that I think people have is they get too generalized in the beginning, and it's like they want to be the guy for everything, you know what I mean? And excuse me for one second. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. Coming out a bit of a cold, but we'll be all right. Got the Dr. Brock took me up. Anyways, yeah, I think that's what happens. People try and generalize, be like the guy that does it all, something like that. I think you guys can relate with that, right? And you try and do everything out there in the marketplace possible. You try and do SEO, you try and be the PPC guy, you try and be the advertising guy, you try and be the niche guy. You try to be every guy that there is. And truth of the matter is, if you're every person out there, you're nobody out there because you spread too thin, and you don't have any influence or sway in one direction or another. And that's when you're first starting out, versus when you get a little bit of traction under you, which is what your niche specialization will do, is once you grow from that, then you're able to expand and play and dabble in any niche that you want. Really, you can just go out there and attack it with full on everything you got, and then boom, you can have success. You say you have success in one place doing SEO, and then you get really good at that. You build like an authority for yourself in that sub niche market of biz op, right? Yeah, or of internet marketing, and then you grow from that. And now you can go experiment with like Facebook ads. Now you can go experiment with Google AdWords. Now you can go experiment with building other niche sites. Maybe you can go experiment with building an authority site in a niche, all kinds of different things. And maybe you can start flipping AdSense sites. There's a podcast out there called AdSense Flippers. These guys just build AdSense sites. They outsource the entire thing. They do it in a new niche every month, and they get AdSense sites up to making a couple $100 a month within 30 days. Ranking in the search engines, all kinds of cool stuff, and then they sell it right there on the spot for a couple $1,000. Usually a 5-figure deal. Um, with an AdSense website. Like, can you believe that? And the beautiful thing is, these guys are just, you could, with an AdSense site, man, if you wanted to really, really run that like a business, what you would do is you'd set up a website on a niche topic like cars, for example, okay? And then you would have that idea for the content, right? Then you go to a website that lets you hire article writers, and you get an article written a day, and then you start dropping all these articles on the website, and then next thing you know, you do that for 30 days straight. You target all kinds of different keywords. Bada bing, bada boom. You get all the content written for you. All you gotta do is post the content, and you start getting traffic. You know, it's amazing. And then once that happens, you have strategically placed AdSense ads. People click on relevant content. You know, it starts making you some money, and next thing you know, you're getting a couple $100 a month as an AdSense check. And now you have the option to continue to grow the business, or you can just totally flip it for probably like 10 grand. You know, if you do 1,000 a month, there's no reason why you can't flip that website for $10,000 or even 12,000 or more. You know, based on its perceived value of traffic. So, I mean, right there, completely viable business model that you have at your fingertips that you could roll with and totally just kill. You know, you could destroy it, man. You could just blow it up, and you could just flip AdSense websites. You know, and I think the key there is hiring the writing to be done. You know, again, goes back to like delegation and get people to work for you. And you can do that cheap too, man. Like, I mean, just remember, you're always going to get what you pay for. If you have a high quality article, you're going to pay, you know, a good $20 for that or more, depending on the length and the word count and everything. But you know, and versus like if you hired like someone on Fiverr to do an article, that would probably be a
What?
very very low ticket article. I would never do that, man.
What is with the $293 commission for the model train scenery ideas product? You kidding me?
Oh yeah, I know, right? I was tripping out on that, man.
A
Crazy.
month? It's a
Yeah,
rebill.
it's a rebill.
So why is everyone working at Walmart when you could post, create a fan page on Facebook for model trains and get $300 a month per person? Like that's
Yeah,
like
that's
what
great.
a insurance company makes. Like what's wrong with society, man? You know? That's just my thoughts.
I think it's like lack of information, dude. It's the strangest damn thing, because like how okay, and that's what blows me away, bro, is that how the hell do you have lack of information in an information overloaded society?
You got to
That's
drop out
that's
of high
crazy.
school to escape the backwards propaganda that keeps that reality from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
And it's not too late. It's not too late.
Yeah. Real
So,
talk, man.
what are the thoughts? Let's hear some thoughts in the questions box. Put us to work. What's the challenge? Who's giving you trouble? Who's holding you down? What network denied your offer? What rep at PayPal told you that they're going to investigate your account? Come on, let's hear some advanced experience from the experienced students here. What's the deal? What's the problem with the conversion? Upsells aren't hitting. What's the deal? Who's gotten hacked before? Who's had their buy it now button hacked?
Whew. Sketchy.
Who's had their merchant account frozen? Who's had a class action lawsuit from a whole bunch of wealth in a boxes falling on people's feet? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
What's the deal? Tell me in the questions box. What's the problems? Me. Michael Silella says me. All right. Isaiah Jackson says makethedollar.com is what I'm focusing on right now. Focusing on sending more traffic, growing my list, getting on these launches, and make some of those CPA commissions like Jamie does. And you already know what's going on with me right now, Jamie. I know. I know. Well, I didn't mean to offend you, bro, with all my comments. I wasn't thinking of you. I was thinking of somebody else, actually. I mean, what you do is security. I wouldn't, I mean, I'm not going to mess with you. You kick my ass, all right? So I'm sorry about that. All right, so here is Make the Dollar. You want me to show this to everybody? All right, I'll show this to everybody. Here we go. All right, everyone. Here is Isaiah Jackson. Here is his list. If you want to get on Isaiah's list, he's He does quality stuff. He hates the scammers. So sign up to Isaiah Jackson's list right there. It's makethedollar.com. And you will discover the simple 3-step formula I use to make up to $450 per day for free. All right, so what's up with the octopus headline, man? What do you think? You want to put the octopus headline at the top, or is that a bad idea, do you think? I was just speaking off the dome. You know? Like add something even crazier to the top. Like, I don't know. Maybe if it works and you get 50% opt-in rates, then, you know, then I should, you know, quiet up. Watch my mouth. All right, you have to test it. All right, so what's the deal, man? Why don't you just get some people off of Craigslist somehow, put this in a auto response to your email, and have people email you from Craigslist. What do you think? And then that way you won't get flagged for posting it like that. I don't know, just an idea. Or you could have it like as a description, you know, in the description box of all your YouTube videos. So how many YouTube videos did you upload, you know, with the demo? You know, demoing whatever, you know, all this, you know, every product you would demo, you know, you were talking about the CPA commissions too. So, you know, all those products that I send out in the list, like you sign up to them and you do a demo of the product, like, you know, I mean, the main product, and that's much more than other people on YouTube are doing. Like no one does that, you know, I mean, you want to kind of keep the element of surprise. Like, don't demo it entirely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess with IM, it's a lot different than if you're gonna demo a beat machine or like a beat software. You know what I'm saying? Like with IM, the problem is this problem I'm talking about. Like the society is like all these people who want to gamble and like lottery winners, and they're very like people who are interested in money and in obtaining money are very aggressive. So it's like it's a lot different than when you post a demo of a beat machine on YouTube and people all the way down the comments are like, yo, where can I get that software? Where can I buy that beat, you know, where can I buy that beat machine? And then all you have to do is comment and be like, go here, and you give them a link that says discountbeatmachines.com. Right? That's your domain name, and that forwards to your musician's friend hop link. And you're like, yeah, dude, let me know if you buy because I'm an affiliate for a musician's friend, and I'll hook you up with this for free. So let me know. You see what I'm saying? You can also do rebates to give them incentive to buy through your link. Like you'd be like, oh, I'll give you $50 back. Like if it's like a $300 commission or something. I don't know. It's just ideas. All right. And I mean, that then it becomes legal because, as you know, you're supposed to disclose if you're an affiliate. Like everything I send out where I'm promoting someone else and not myself, I have to say at the bottom I'm an affiliate for the above site. So that's a really great way to be able to do it, is to be like, dude, I'm an affiliate. Let me know if you buy because I got all this free stuff for you. You see what I'm saying? So those are just some ideas, like, you know, just make sure you have a YouTube channel with like 100 videos of like all the products on ClickBank. I mean, when I say that to somebody who's going to be a successful entrepreneur, they're going to get chills and they're going to get really excited. I mean it. You get goosebumps when I say that. Like when I'd come up with ideas myself, I didn't have anyone show me. I would get very, very excited, and I'd have like this really giddy, like little childlike feeling, like Christmas tree, on Christmas morning, or that type of feeling, like, oh my God, this is such a great idea, and that's, I'm like, oh my God, and then you think about the potential, and then you're just posting like crazy, YouTube videos, and I was doing that the minute YouTube came out, and it was not there wasn't as much potential as nowadays because of all the people using YouTube, like it was like back then, I guess there wasn't such thing as like huge, like freaking insane, $700 a day with the guitar lesson video, that didn't exist back then. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the subject. All right. So best of luck with it, bro. Get busy with that. Like for the next few days, you should just, trust me on that. You can see tons of other people doing it. And the other really cool thing is that those cats who do it, you can learn a lot from them. Like for instance, Jeff Lenny used to do that a lot. Remember that? Other guys like that other guy who was a asshole, forget his name, that he was like this fat guy. But I mean, like what was his name? Remember that guy in Warrior Forum? He was always, he was really popular too. He would
Oh,
brag about it.
yeah, Darren.
Darren?
Was it Darren or no?
I can't remember, but anyway, he did tons of them, and he would do negative ones too, and then the list would love that, But I mean, you can learn a lot from Jeff Lenny too, because he did it the right way. Like he didn't show too much, but he did buy it. Like he would film himself buying it, and then he would show the product, and then you'd have the link to that domain name where people sign up, or have a link to this so you could get their email and then build a list. All right, so that's how to do it. And then in this list, make sure you have really freaking awesome follow-ups, like add pictures. Like I sent out a follow-up, like I sent out a broadcast like a week ago, and I had a picture of my dog. I put a picture of this bottle of Cavassier I drank with gravity. I had like all this ridiculous crazy shit in there, and that converted great. You guys bought that thing like crazy. It was, I forget what it was. I think it was like Jailbreak or whatnot. By Travis. And I mean, that's how I was on that leaderboard, like, top 5 on the leaderboard, because, I give a lot of value, you know what I'm saying? And then, my people's, they want to buy from me instead of buy from some cat who doesn't, give a heck, you know what I'm saying? But that's the idea, is like, don't just buy this stuff, but like do reviews on it, like, that nowadays it's like with those CPA commissions, that's like the best thing about that whole industry, because like you have no idea, like the downside, like the really evil nasty stuff, like the real dangerous stuff where people might get shot, killed for it, like people might hire a hitman to kill me or something, is like when people like think rip them off for like $90,000, not like, I'm not talking about like, some $37 product. I'm talking about like, cats who outright like do a work for someone for like 4 months, and then, in a nutshell, the exclusive relationships, those are the worst. Like when you see someone get really angry at someone and like dedicate their whole life to going after them, it's usually because they were working for the person, like they were in a job situation. That's why like employees can be, like from my perspective, I'm first priority on my employee relationships, man. Make sure that we're like, it's a beautiful like union of love, and all of that. That's why I've got a whole bunch of cats who work for me are happy. All right, so that was the whole business summed up in one. Y'all understand how to do it. All right, you just want to basically sign up to ClickBank or ClickSure, and then you're gonna have like your affiliate hop link that every day when you promote something different, you change out the X's to your own ID, and you just go crazy. And then you take all of everything that you have knowledge in. Like if you sold vacuum cleaners, you have a vacuum cleaner YouTube channel where you sell Kirby vacuums. All right. If you're a musician, if you're a producer, you'll have a YouTube channel where you demo a whole bunch of musical instruments in your musician's friend affiliate program from Commission Junction. So go to cj.com for that. A lot of the physical items like that, you sign up at CJ for, or you could do CPA too. You could sign up to a CPA network that's a little different. Like you get $5 an action, like if you're selling insurance or something. You know what I'm saying? And then ClickBank is all of like if you were a therapist or something, you wanted to sell like divorce ebooks. It's a sick niche. I was in that niche because I wrote a book on my ex, who was this really blood-sucking, worthless, cheating, horrid person. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had all that emotion inside, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna write a book, and I put that on ClickBank, and it was called I don't want to tell you what it was called. It was terrible. But anyway, it was freaking awesome, freaking, I guess it did like 2,000 a week. And then I sold it for 50,000, which is, I don't know. No, maybe it did 1,000 a week. And I know I sold it for 50,000 and it was a really good, payout based on 12 months. So yeah, it was 1,000 a week, 52 weeks. That's the thing. Divide, times whatever you make a week, times it by 52, bam, get that amount of money on Flippa. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you got something, it can only, like that ebook, I've only been running it 3 months too. And then I got like the projected amount, what it makes every week, divide it, times it by 52, every week. So if it does 700 a week, you multiply that by 52, and then it would end up being like 30, thousand something, 37,000 or something like that, so boom. So imagine this, you build this, you write this ebook, you put it on ClickBank, or not even writing an ebook. It could be like a blog. It could be a total affiliate website that gets its traffic from YouTube. Just make sure to include the YouTube channel with the site when you sell it on Flippa, or else the customer will kill you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how to do it, man. It's just, build them businesses, sell off the businesses, make sure that you're outsourcing everything. You never want to do any of the work yourself. You want to be the all-seeing eye. That's how to do it. That's in a nutshell. And so when you go to, high school, especially public high school, what they're doing is they're trying to get you into college, saying, and they tell you like, you got to get into college, because for the reason why you got to get into college and pay all this money is because you need a good job. And the reason why they do that is because the people who control the colleges are this mafia of corporations that employ like 75% of the entire country. So it makes sense why they'd be like, oh, we can't have anyone competing with us. If we had an educated public, they'd freaking put us all out of business. No one would be working with us. And then it's going to become a very, very unsettling, like topsy-turvy market and stuff like that. And so when you're in high school, you're thinking that. And then so it's funny, like the cats who like drop out of high school early and escape that shit, they become rich. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to me. All right. So thank you very much. And I'm going to pass you to Matt. That's how to do the shit. I hope that you guys are writing notes and you'll be good to go.
Yo, that's real talk, man. Hey, did you actually drop out of high school, man? Is that right?
I did homeschooling.
Aha, nice, man. Nice. Good shit, dude.
Yeah. It was like like it was like fifth grade. I went into a private school for 2 years, and halfway through that, like since my folks were paying money to the private school, and they paid like they wasted their whole life savings on that school. Like they didn't know what to do because I was terrible in the other schools. Like they'd put me into this private school that didn't cost too much. It's like this Montessori school. It was like whatever. But then when that Montessori school didn't work, like in third grade, they were like, in fifth grade, they were like, oh God, this kid's hiding under his bed. In the morning, this is a nightmare. He will not go to this freaking school. And so then they were like, my mom's was like, all right, well, let's check out this really nice school in Greenwich, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Like where all these, really super rich. It's like the richest town in the Northeast is this, Greenwich, Connecticut. And it's like where, all the, like Leona Helmsley lived and all that. And so she put me in this school for like 2 years, but like halfway through that again, I started to act up again. But this time she was like, she told the principal, she's like, I'm paying all of our money to this freaking school. So y'all better do something. Jamie doesn't learn like the way other kids learn. He's like needs to do like arts. He's like comes from a musician family, needs to do arts. And so they were like, all right, well then you do art all day. And so like for that year, I just did like artwork, and a lot of it was like the bullies that bullied me. I'd do trading cards with them on the trading card, and that's what I did in the school. And so I got like popularity or whatnot that year, and then they ran out of money. My folks ran out of money, so they were like, all right, you're going back into the public school. So in 8th grade, it was like, bam, I went back into the public school, and it was fucking terrible compared to, it was just ridiculous. Like the first year of the private school was pretty good. Like that was like really amazing. Like they had like the woman who taught the 7th grade or the 6th grade before I went into that upper school thing, the 7th grade. The woman who taught the 6th grade, she'd bring her dog to the classroom. Like there was a dog, and it was not like a normal classroom. It looked like a church, and there was like, it was 2 floors, like 3 floors, because you'd walk in and then there's this giant staircase that like looked like a, like Congress or something. You know what I'm saying? You'd walk up that giant staircase. There's this huge room, and on the left there was science, and there was like bones, like skeletons of freaking like dinosaurs and stuff. There was like this big, like huge, like chunk of lead just sitting there, like, and all the kids would like pick up the lead, and it was like super heavy. You didn't think it was gonna be that heavy. And then there was like this thing called a Chinese box where she had drawn all of the protozoa and like, amoebas and stuff on these cards. And I think that's where I learned how to do those trading cards for the next year when the bullies were bullying me. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I went into the in 8th grade, and that was just retarded. Like the first the first quarter, I did really good. And then the next quarter, the second quarter, I did all F's. It was like F, it was the worst. And then so they put me in special ed. And then so I was in special ed for the next 2 years. And then after that, 9th grade, I moved to Colorado, and I went to school for about like 2 months, and I wore this shirt that had, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like in the 90s they had, Spencer Gifts. They had like this shirt that had all of the different positions of like animals having sex on them and stuff. And I had the one that had all the cows having sex on the shirt, all the different positions. It was like a cartoon. So I go to school with that on, like I was just there like a month, and it was, they had a Taco Bell in the cafeteria, and then a whole, these cats like I don't know, pushed me up against some lockers or whatever, and I was not having it. So I started to not have it. And then I walked in with that cows, with the cows on it. And since my mom's had gotten a house really, near the school, like within walking distance, I was like, you know what? Like the principal got mad at me and told me to put it inside and out. I put it inside and out. I went into the first class, and I felt like so humiliated. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna walk home. And so I walked home. I never went back to school again. That was like in 9th grade. And then I studied we did homeschooling. I studied psychology and made, 4-track recordings. And that's it. It was just, psychology, 4-track recordings. And I had to do like math and English, but I mean, I don't really think I did much of that. Like I didn't do stuff I wanted. So anyway, that was the deal with that. And then like I went to Drummers Collective, like the drum school in like 96. And then after the drum school, I went to my dad's university for a semester. I took forensics. It was like one class. It was like, I liked it though. I actually liked that class. It was taught by cops and detectives and stuff. And then they'd teach you how to, but what I learned from that is that the cops, like every example they showed us, it was like some really stupid criminal. And I was like, are we ever going to learn like how to really actually use all this stuff? Like, blood work machine, and, they're teaching us all these stupid machines, DNA, machines and stuff. And I was like, and then they'd show us these examples. We would walk in and they'd be like, all right, now we're going to show you an example of an actual crime that we solved. And it was like some criminal, like, they followed his bloody footsteps home or something. It was just totally stupid. But yeah, so that was
His
that.
bloody
So
footsteps.
I don't know that. Now you can kind of maybe see like why I talk that way about, because I tried that whole time. I was like really struggling until I was like 26. Like I was really struggling, like fired from. Like I'd go to work for someone, like in Sam Ash when I worked there in Times Square, it just seemed like such a freaking joke to me, like a circus. Like, there'd be a dude with a turban would walk in, and like, I'd be doing a demo for him on a keyboard, and then, like some father with his little kids would come in and be like, I need to get a piano, and then there'd be like, an old lady would come in, and there'd be like some crazy, like trance kid, a 21-year-old kid who does trance music, sell him a drum machine. It was like that, like all day. It was just ridiculous. It was like tourists, like mad tourists, because it was Times Square. And so then I started acting up, man. I started like just acting like a retard like all day, and then that didn't work out. And then the next one was got fired a month later producing the music. That didn't work out. So it's like, you know, I had no choice but to say to myself, all right, first thing I did was sell beats. That's how I found out about it. I didn't have a jump start, kickstart. Just found out about, how to process. I found out that websites existed, and I was like, I got to build a website. That's what I got to do. I didn't know about any social. Nowadays, all that social networking stuff is a big distraction. Like, we didn't have any of that social stuff. In fact, the place I used to be social was this forum called eWealth. That was like this forum run by a vendor on ClickBank. So that was like the closest I got to like interacting with people, and I was really productive back then. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, maybe that's another thing, is maybe turn off Facebook unless you're doing real business on there, unless you want to get distracted all day. You know what I'm saying? Sorry
Real
for
talk,
blabbing
man.
on about that, but I don't know. I never explained it like that in that depth. I think that's an example of, I mean, I talk to people, man, I can't relate with them. And during that part, like during that time, like when I was 17 or 18, people were really like laughing at me, and they were like, you know, like the like he like my dad's had, he was a professor, so he had these students that, they were he'd kind of like he I don't know, he'd treat them with like a lot of respect, and I was always like the, oh well, you're, oh Jamie, you're the problem, or you're just off the, a lot of the people's, like a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, that Jamie, he's just a, you know loser or something. You know what I'm saying? And they were all like, nowadays when I look at all those people, they're all like the most pathetic, like, just they're just, and there's no point to them at all. Like, they don't do anything for society. Like, it's just terrible. I mean, I hate to be like that, but I mean, my dad is cool, but I mean, it's like that, and you see everything inverted, inverted, and then now here I am, I'm like, paying all these taxes, employing all these people, teaching classes, giving to charity, like doing all these like really awesome things for society and stuff, and I've dropped out of high school. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but that's the way I look at it. I mean, call me egotistical or whatever. Everybody, the difference is that I think everyone can be, can really, they have huge potential, So it's actually a compliment to everyone listening to this. It's like everyone has the same potential that I had. It's just that it would be hard, man. If you do 4 years of school, you pay all this money, and then, you're like, well, I have to do that. I spent all this money, like that ex of mine who ran off with the guitarist. Like, she was like straight up, master's degree graduate from Manhattan School of Music, and she never did anything with that, what she majored in. So I don't even think what she learned helped her with her career right now. Like what she does. She never did anything with that. She became a librarian, and then after the librarian, now she's doing finances, and I think she's doing much better with that now. But I mean, she went to school, and I mean, that's like one of the best schools. Like, it's like a lot of really famous people who do opera, Broadway, classical, went to that school. That's like the place to go. Like, I'm not sure, but like, I mean, well, it's like, par and par, it's like on par with Juilliard, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like master's degree and like nothing. How much did that cost? Like $100,000? It's freaking crazy. You gotta be kidding
That's
me. You know what
insane,
I'm
bro.
saying? So it just makes me mad. All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, that's twisted, bro. Straight up retarded. Um, I can't even believe I can't even believe how many people that I've gone to high school with. Actually, I graduated high school, guys, just for the record, but I did drop out of college, and the way I graduated high school is very interesting, actually. The way I graduated high school was uh, not was like because of my skills in like technology. To be real with you, I remember it like yesterday, man. I was failing almost all my classes. The only class I ever got an A in was English. That was the only class. Every other class, complete shit. In fact, I had to take this math course called Algebra Geometry 3. That was for like people who could not pass any other math course, and they had to go into this with it. It was terrible. And it's not because I'm not good at math, because I am good at it. I just don't want to do it when I don't have to. It's very strange. But like, I was doing this thing today that everyone should do this. Everyone should fucking do this, man.
Yeah.
Lumosity.com. I was at the Apple Store today and I had a bit of a wait to get my iPhone, and so they had this game on the phone called Lumosity, and it challenges your brain, and then you can compete with people all around the world, like on a national scoreboard, to see how well you rank against people. And dude, I tripped out when I played this, Jamie. I
No
was ranking
way.
third in every single category in like a national leaderboard, bro. I was tripping out,
No
man.
way. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? How is this even possible, man? Um, but everyone should do this absolutely, and yeah, you got
You
to do it.
become
It's
precognitive.
yeah, fool. Trains your brain, man. Sick stuff.
That
Sick
is
stuff.
sick.
Yeah,
Lumosity.
but hey, but back to how I passed high school though. I
Yeah.
remember like I was failing this one class called, I think it was government economics, and my teacher was just a complete asshole and like a total horn dog. Like, put it this way, he would try to hit on chicks in class, man, and it would just like it was like he did it kind of a jokingly way, but like a sarcastic, serious joking, which was just all bad. And like, to put it another way, his mouse pad was like hot chick, and like the armrest was like some titties. You rest your arm between the titties on the mouse rest. Now that's how he uses his computer. He's a outstanding citizen, and he just did not like me at all, because I don't know, I was kind of a skateboarder, stoner kid in high school, I guess you'd say, and I always brought my
Yeah.
skateboard to class and that kind of thing. And yeah, we didn't get along very well. So he like would not give me any breaks in the class, and I didn't want to do his work because I didn't like him either. And so, just big battle. But the final year project, and this was like the fourth quarter semester. Remember, I had an F, and I had to get like a low C to pass, which means I had to get an A on this project. And I was like, shit, dude, how the hell am I gonna do this? So I thought to myself, what are my skills, man? I'm like, all I do all day, all I did in high school all day, it was just go out and film myself skateboarding with my friends. So I was like, okay, how can I use a video camera to make a sick ass presentation? And so what I did, I don't even remember the premise of the assignment, but I remember what we did was I had this new kitten at the time, and this kitten was awesome, and we decided to allow him to sample 3 different kinds of cat food and film him and see which one he liked the most. I don't know how the
Nice.
hell that fits into like a government project, but that's what we did, and and then it ended up getting me an A in the class, man, and I passed high school because of that shit. It's crazy,
No shit.
absolutely
Yeah,
crazy.
so it was like, yeah, I had a couple similar experiences like that where I was like where you do like that's what you call an upset. That's an upset, right?
Hell yeah, it was,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and what was cool too was that I had to go. He like put me first, because we had 3 days of presentations to go through a class of 30 or 40 or whatever. So I was like the first day, and I was first period, so there was no bullshit, and I was either doing it or not. And so I go first, and like my video was the best in the class. And so after that happened, dude, all the kids in the class started calling me up, man, trying to get me to go over and help them with their videos. You know what I mean? And
Nice.
that was pretty tight. I ended up helping a couple buddies out. One of them, we did like an energy drink study. We had like 3 different kinds of energy drinks, and then we just like we drank like 5 of them each, and then we each had a different one. Me and 2 other guys, and we filmed ourselves and the effects that they would have. My buddy got the red line energy drink, which is like just cocaine in a bottle, man. And he was tripping out because he drank a ton of them, man. And he was just like, insane. So we filmed that, and then he got an A on the project. He passed high school too as a result of that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of had that type when I went to that drum school. Man, I even had troubles at the drum school. What do you guys think
Really?
were guess what my troubles were at the drum school in the questions box?
I
You
don't know what
knows
they are,
me.
man, but
See, you knows
I'm
me well enough.
I'm a guess like showing up on time and
No, man.
no, all right. I can never show up to time to stuff,
Yeah, I'm
man.
not even telling them that if they don't know. That was just bad. But yeah, I had an upset like the same way. All right, well, what happened was I kept doing that double bass, like death metal. Like, here I'm the new, and I was doing practicing death metal in these. They had like these practice rooms that were like these rubber rooms, and you go insane in the rubber rooms. And so I'd bring my double pedal, and they'd all be like, all the students are like, oh fuck, and then and I'd start playing, and there'd be like a knock, and someone would come in, and I always used to they used to give me this room that had a window in the door, and they'd walk by and like watch me in the window. I hated that, and they'd be all upset, like mad at me or whatever. And so then the school told me, the school was like, because other people were paying for it, they were like, sorry, but you can't do that. Here's the hours when you could do that. And like we got pissed. Like it was like my mom's would, she paid for it or whatnot, right? So she's
Was it like
pissed,
a
man.
religious school though, man?
Yeah, she no what? I can't
Was it
hear I
reli-
can't hear good because my speakers broke. So I'm
Oh,
listening to
where?
this. Yeah, I can hear you through this like 1-inch tweeter on the Mac.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
it's a little voice in a box.
Uh,
Sorry,
I
what were
was
you
asking
saying?
if it was a religious school, so I don't like death metal or something.
What the I can't hear. The drum school?
Yeah, they're religious.
It was Drummers Collective in on 6th Avenue in Manhattan.
Okay, well I guess not.
Yeah, and what was funny is all of the people who taught there, the teachers, they were all students of this drum god teacher, right? His name is they're all students of it, and everyone like worshiped this guy. His name is Kenwood Denard, and he was the one who taught all of the teachers there, right? And so at the end of the school year, I just stayed. I was gonna stay there and just practice there, because in Manhattan that's the way where you go to practice too, because there's nowhere, you can't practice drums anywhere else, so you go there. And so at the end of the school year, I moved in with Kenwood Denard, the drum god, and he told me he was like, I'm gonna, it's gonna be awesome, man. Like, well, the way it happened was he put an ad in the paper, and back then it was like Village Voice, like we would read
Okay.
this, to get a gig or whatever, you go on Village Voice, find a band to play with or whatever. And there's also this other one, I can't remember what it was called. It was like this yellow newspaper, but so Ken would put an ad in the Village Voice. He was like, you know, and he didn't put his name, but he was like, or maybe he did put his name because we like my wife found, my girlfriend, the one who ran off with the guitar, she found it. She was like, hey, this looks really amazing. Like, we could, move in with it, that guy you'd look up to or whatever. I was like, holy crap. So we had to go in and audition. Like we had to go in and talk to him. And so me and her went and talked to him. And I think the only reason why he picked me was because he really liked her. So we move in
Shit,
with
dude.
him, and he's a Buddhist. Like he's like, every morning we do Namyo Renge Kyo, like, and
Nice.
so, he'd be ringing the bell, and he'd go real fast. He was like, and and as she was doing all this spiritual stuff, And then I was doing all this like, satanic, death metal stuff. And it was really bad karma. Like everything went wrong. Like one night we woke up, me and her were in the bed, and he was at the foot of the bed, and we're like, and she's, hits me, and she's like, Jamie, wake up. There's a rat. And I was like, oh, it's just Kenwood at the bottom of the bed. He was like that. Like he was so weird. Like, he's mopping the floor with the toilet water, like just crazy shit. And then he slapped her ass one time. Like
Oh
she started
no.
working for him. And I walked in, the kitchen. They work in the kitchen. They're doing all these like bills and stuff. And he said like, get to it or something like that, and slapped her ass. And I didn't say anything because he was Kenwood, but like I was not having that. So it started like the flame started to grow. And then I had it out with him this one, like then we were like, what, we want to break the lease and move out. And he was like, well, I'm moving to, he started crying. He was like, I thought you were my best friends. He's so weird,
No.
Freaking the most amazing drummer though. He has this famous thing called wood stroke, where he does a roll with one hand, like any speed at all is like brrr, like that, like really loud too. Like I'm not talking about like the brrr, it was like blah blah like that with one hand, like ridiculous. Like he does jazz, does like drum and bass, does everything. He's really awesome, but he's a weirdo to live with. So like he moved out to Boston. He's like, I'm gonna go teach at Boston. I'm so sorry. You can have the place. And so we had this, this place now. We got robbed at gunpoint. I might add, this is a gun-free zone, Manhattan, and the cats probably got the guns of Texas, and you're never going to be able to take Texas guns. So there's no point
Yeah,
to
I
gun
know.
control at all. But anyway, I got robbed at gunpoint, and then I fell down a pit. We were smoking a blunt at the side of the, this is 28th Street. It's like the flower district. You ever been there? Like, 28th Street
Negative.
between 8th and 7th. It's all these flowers and stuff. That's the block we lived on. And after 9 or 8 or something, all of the flowers would go inside, and it just looked like the most desolate, like industrial, it was a very industrial, area. And so we were walking back, and we were with Kenwood, and we got robbed at gunpoint by these cats, and we had pizza because we went out to get pizza. And so I just gave him my pizza. I was like, I don't have any money. I really didn't. I was like broke as hell. So I just gave him, the pizza, and then we ran away. Um, and then we were at the side of the wall like one night, and we were smoking out there, and I saw this siren, like and this cop siren. I was like, oh my god, the cops! And I got all paranoid, and I went up against the wall, and it started to move, and I was like, oh, I could hide behind the building, and then there was no floor. You know what I'm saying? And I was going back on this gate. It was a gate, so I thought it was a wall,
Oh
and so I
no.
was like that, and then fell down, and I was like, boom! I fall down, and I was like, okay, I'm okay. I jumped back up, and my friend threw me a rope, and I climbed the rope and I grabbed his hand, and he pulled me up, and then he had blood all over his hand. It turned out I like cut my finger on the gate. So
Okay.
those same cops that were rolling the lights, they ended up bringing me to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? That was
Whew.
crazy. So yeah, that was the story about the Drummers Collective thing. Now they hated me because I did double bass, and they ripped me off, man. That was a big rip off. It was like $9,000, and we found out once we started, we found out that I'm just renting studio space from them pretty much with like a couple lessons. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but it didn't seem like college. It seemed just like a New York style ripoff. And
Hmm.
on top of it, they wouldn't let me practice the type of music I wanted to practice because it's really loud, and bassy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I had problems everywhere. I like either went to school or worked a job. I was just too intense for, you know, just too. It's just too intense, I guess. And you need. I guess that's a good barometer. Like if you're not pissing people off, you're not getting kicked out of your studio space. You're not fast enough on the drums or something, you know, like just insane enough. If you can't if you can't take direction at a job, that means that you're a boss instead of an employee. Same thing with, you know, school. If you can't learn what they're trying to teach you, that means that you're rejecting, you know, wanting to be, you know, a cattle, like an asset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I could see where it was going. I think we could all have seen where it was going. You know, like you start to hear about SATs and, you know, why do I got to take this SAT? You know, and you start to
Yeah,
see
what
where
the
that's
hell is that
going.
about?
You know, what is it? You know, what
SAT.
is that? And you know, and their whole thing is falling apart too. And when they show these guys dropping out of college, like Zuckerberg, and you know, and they show movies like that where they show that, oh, you know, people are starting to put it together. Like I think the successful people are the ones who don't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's
Yeah.
all. Because everyone has the potential. I mean, there are some really dumb people who've gotten rich too. You know, I mean, maybe I'm
Oh
one
hell
of them.
yeah,
I'm
bro.
like really burnt. You know, like, you know, stoned or whatever, or drink too much. You know, I mean, and I was always that way. I was worse. Nowadays, I got kids. I lightened up a lot. Like back when I started this, I was really pothead and, you know, really not the smartest. You know, I mean, maybe talented or whatnot, but not like, you know, a genius or something. And I see a lot of the genius people. The genius people get caught up because they're so smart. They end up getting really good jobs, and then it's
Yeah.
like good enough to live on, and you're happy, and then, you know, and then there's nothing else. But the problem is that then you become real dumb because you're in the job and you don't get any perspective. You don't do anything else and learn what's going on to a good, you know, depth or whatnot. Like my boy's dad, he like invented Hermes, the computer language. He's like the smartest cat ever. He was on a $64,000 question when he was in like 1955 or whatever, and he was answering some ridiculous questions. He was like 8 years old, and they were asking him like, "What's the correct ratio of a rocket propulsion device when it's entered, you know, minus
Holy
3
shit.
degrees?" This, you know, it was like freaking crazy. And then he would calculate, he'd be like, that would be 4.739 pi, you know, like ridiculous. And so he ended up like working for IBM for the rest of his life, you know.
Yeah.
So then
Damn.
they give you a good, you know, 200 grand a year, and then you're like, oh, okay, you know, all right, I don't need to worry about it, you know. So all right, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But most people just get stuck in the trap. You know, it's not a good trap. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
got to look at things in a little bit different perspective. Like it might not even be money that you're looking for. You know, you have to look at things like in a, you know, just to be different and awesome type of thing. And it's just, you know, it's kind of like images are closer than they appear. Like in the rear view mirror, you know, like things always look different. Like if you see
Ah,
a
no
whole bunch of
shit. That's
people
true.
ganging up on someone, it might not be what you think. You know, like, you know, those people who are ganging up on that person. You know, I don't know, like in the Miley Cyrus thing. You know, like there could be a real method to her. I'm not saying that there is. I mean, she is annoying or whatever, but I mean, there could be. I have a feeling there's something much more to that whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
hell yeah, bro.
yeah, I think there's some, you know, like it's something like that. Most people would, you know, most people are like, oh my God, will you just go away? And you're such a whore, and, you know, all this stuff. But there could be, I mean, so that's the way you have to look at things. Like, you know, things might, I mean, I tell you things that blow your mind, like from, you know, doing launches and stuff. Like, you just blow your mind, like how wrong the masses are about things. You know, it's terrible. It's just ridiculous. Just so they just look at things different, and it's wrong. It's not correct, you know?
Yeah, man. It's twisted, bro. It's a twisted society out there. It really is. But you know, that's like something that I think as an entrepreneur that we set out to change.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Absolutely,
So
dude.
what's up with anyone have questions? Anyone want to be mentored or tutored or partnered or sent money or hired or crazy stuff, or, you know, what do you think? Anything ambitious, crazy? Uh, Anything you want to show off? Anyone who slandered you, you want us to satire them? No, it is a joke.
That's Jamie's forte
You
right there. Is the man.
got beef? Got problems?
Yeah.
What's the deal? It's going down.
Hire
Anyone
Jamie,
want to
guys.
debate?
Here to do a parody video on your enemies for $500.
Yeah, we got any earnings announcements? Anyone make any money? How much money did everybody make yesterday? Who sold 4 cellos yesterday for Musician's Friend?
Excuse me. Yeah, all right. So a couple of people chiming in. Hurley says, you guys hiring? Isaiah says he would primarily like to be mentored and partnered, or partnered. And Ryan wants to learn how to filter emails. That's exciting. Yeah, well, there's like, I guess Gmail does that now. They have like the primary inbox, the social, and then the promotions. You can create your own filters as well, I believe, which is cool. Yeah, man. I don't really like, I guess with emails, I have certain email. I mean, I don't know, man. People that need to reach me just tend to be able to reach me, and if they can't, then it's probably not important enough, It's like it's kind of like that. But you have a primary email. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. Like right now, I have a primary email, and it's not to the point yet where that's getting bombarded with where it's like unbearable to check that. Like I can still check that and get through the inbox in about an hour a day or so, and take care of anything that's important. But as time goes on and I grow my business, what's going to happen is that thing's going to be freaking crazy, man. And then eventually, your email account will be so widely known that it'll have to be dedicated to like a support assistant or something like that to come in and filter out all the important things for you to deal with, and then you have like an alternative email that you give out to like special people only, like your girlfriend or your family members, something like that. That's like for emergencies, like you need to be reached. That's what you email. Very important stuff. Yeah. Okay. Interesting question, Ryan. I will address this in a way that you should probably think about. And hang on.
You're all right.
All right. Let's check it out. Ryan says he gets a lot of offers from Jamie, and he wants to know which ones are for training for your students. Well, let me give it to you like this, man. All right. If you want to do what Jamie does, the most important thing you could do is watch what he does. Okay, so if you're seeing like that's the crazy thing, man, is that an advertisement of an email, like an email advertisement, is actually a bigger teaching tool by watching that come to your email inbox than you actually coming to class and learning about it. Make sense? Like just by studying the act of what's happening to you and how you're being marketed to is more powerful than sitting down and going to school for it, so to speak. Like to take that analogy to another level is like you could go out there. Matter of fact, oh my God, Jamie, I don't know if I told you the story before, man. I met this guy that actually had a degree from Full Sail University. You seen those banner ads out there, bro? You seen
Yeah.
those? Yeah. I met a guy that had that degree. He had a degree in internet marketing. It was the funniest thing I ever seen, man.
And what was he doing with his internet marketing degree?
He's a programmer.
But what type of model? Like working for a company?
I don't know, man. It was to the point where he was not being profitable with his degree yet. Not to say that he can't, because he's actually a smart guy. But I just thought it was funny that he had that people actually bought that, for one, and two, like how proud he was of it. It is very crazy. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
know it
mean,
was
if I
possible.
met him at a party, I'd be like, "Oh my God, we got to talk, man!" I'd be like so happy to meet him. I'd want to be hanging out with him like the rest of the night. Like, I mean, that would be awesome. But I don't know, what, I mean, if I don't know, I can't talk because I never bought it. You know?
Yeah. I didn't, I mean, I like tried to probe, man, when I met the guy, because I met him at an event, and he was like not wanting to really talk about it, like as far as the details go. But he made it really clear that he had the degree. So I was like, what the hell? It's kind of strange. Uh, Sounded to me like it wasn't the best of deals. You know what I mean? But teach their own, I suppose, eh? It's a very very interesting situation.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would think like institutions at the end result is trying to get job placement. That's always the I mean, I'm telling you, within 27 years or like 28 years of my life, no one explained to me anything having to do with like those models, like the difference between running your own company and you know having a bunch of clients. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, man.
I mean, it depends on who your clients are. You might be a company, you might run your own company, but you have 5 clients, like Caterpillar Tractor and Raytheon, or and then you're like a mega billionaire or something. But I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about, like doctors. And like my lawyer one time, Chris, one of the C's, he said, I wish I could get a Ferrari. And I said, dude, you got an office at the top of the Empire State Building. Come on now, really? And he's like, yeah, no, I don't think so. Not happening. I was like, holy crap, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So it's not all that.
Definitely is not all that. That's insane, bro. I had no idea. Wow.
Dude, it's so
Yes.
freaking neat. Do you know that I bought a Lamborghini and then sent it back after 2 weeks one time?
Are you serious,
I
dude?
never even told anyone that. It was like $10,000 down. That's it. And then
Really?
what it was like 1,500 a month scared me. That's what it was. And I was like, this was like way back 2008, man. Like 2008. Like I had my BMW already. And I was like, I want to get a Gallardo. And then my girl was like, dude, don't do it. You're gonna have to. It's like $3,000 for an oil change. She's like, that's
Fuck.
really not smart and this and that. You know, I would have been
Yeah,
fine
that's
though. Little did I
crazy,
know
man.
that I was about to start working with the Chinese LL Cool J. I didn't know that he was gonna. He was really good the first year, man. He was crazy.
That's tight.
Yeah.
It's funny how you say about like people, going to college and then coming out with job placement, man. I just remember for some reason when I was going through college, I dropped out my first 9 months. I couldn't do it, and I remember like they were promising me all this job placement after my first year, and I just got so freaking scared at that. Like I didn't want that, man. I did not want it at all. It was terrible. It terrified me. I don't want because I saw people being like corporate goons and shit. I have people like that in my family that have been like that, and I don't want to be like that. Um, and so oh, this is crazy, dude. So I went to this thing. I took like a web graphics class, and in that class, I met this guy who I started working with at the time, and he was probably like my first official business partner guy, right? And we started working on websites for clients, and right before we did that, we found out about this thing called WordPress, right? and
No
and
shit.
in the class I was taking, the teacher was telling us all about how to build websites with HTML and CSS and all this stuff. And I was like, well, that's cool. Like I actually kind of enjoyed learning the code to do that because it was very fascinating to me how computers work like that. I really enjoyed that process, but ultimately I didn't want to do that forever. And so when I found out about WordPress, I was like, dude, you mean I can just get a template and then replicate this across 100 websites? So next thing I did, man, was like me and this guy went out and started selling websites to everybody, and next thing you know, we had a check for like 5 grand in our back pocket coming to class, and we're like, what the hell are we in class for? What
Oh
the hell
shit.
is this? Yeah, dude. So I was
Hell yeah.
and at the time too, I was like must have been like 19, 20 years old, man. It's crazy.
Damn, man. I don't know if I ever heard these stories, bro.
Yeah, just digging up some old remnants of
Yeah, you gotta do
early
that more, man.
entrepreneurship. Yeah, for
Let
sure,
us
dude.
in on it.
Now it
Yeah,
was good.
so
The reason this worked with this guy is because he was a lot older, man. He was like 25 or 26, and he looked like he was like a freaking man, dude. Like you know what I mean, just big and like gnarly beard. So he looked a lot older than he actually was. Probably like he was 30. He's only 25, you know. And so we used him to be like the guy to go in there and like make the deal because he could associate on that level. And I was like the kid, man. Like I looked like a kid when I was 20, bro. I had
yeah.
short hair, all that going on. So I couldn't get no deals. But with him, dude, we were a good team in the beginning. It was solid, man. And then, it was good times.
So what do you think, like, in terms of here, I'm gonna show this again. All right, for some inspiration. All
All right.
right, there you go. You need your bank account to look like that. All right,
Yeah. Pimp it.
at least like that, you know. I mean, and then you got
That's
to
good
pay
capital,
taxes
man.
though. You got to pay taxes, and then you got to replenish it. It sucks, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
Keeps you down a little bit. Taxes keep you down, but what really keeps you down is the employment. You know, you don't get to
yeah, dude.
build.
Bro, you got to set up like a situation where you're running your business out of I think Delaware. That's the closest place to you that has no income tax, bro. I
No,
believe
I
so.
got a Delaware account. I can't get away with paying no taxes, bro. It's not
Dude,
smart.
people do it, man. I'm telling you, bro. It's just like taxes are just a game that can be played just like anything else, man. You just got to be smart. Because think about it, bro. Think about it. Taxes are written by the smartest people with a lot of money. Why do they write the tax codes? Because they know how to break them and loopholes and all that type of stuff. Or I should say bend, actually. There are ways. There are ways.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of, I know a lot of cats who, I mean, put it this way, everyone in the industry who's in the US, I mean, I would know pretty fast if they were all doing it, like, and the way I would
Yeah.
know it is if they stopped asking me for W-9s.
Ah, yeah.
Like
No
when
problem.
everyone in the industry is like, hey, Jamie, I got a payment for you, send me your W-9. I know that they're paying taxes. Like there's a lot of cats overseas, like in Dubai or Hong Kong or Monaco. A lot of UK guys who don't, I'm like, hey, dude, you got to send me your W8, Ben. And they're like, what's that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then a lot of them cats, like maybe that's a different story. And there are some cats who like have a bunch of different homes. Like there's a home. They got a home in LA. They got a home in the UK, and then they got a company in Hong Kong. And since the company is in Hong Kong, they have a card that they use to all their money goes into the Hong Kong. But I can't be doing business here in one place. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
publicly talking
exactly.
about my business and all this money I make, and then have a Hong Kong. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll end up in prison doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you. I feel you,
So
man.
yeah, I mean it's loophole. Yeah, I've got like legal stuff. It's all tax code stuff. Like you know like all the tax code accounts and stuff. I got those. That's legal, but it doesn't really help you though. You can't like take your money out and you know what I'm saying. So I mean I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
a bit of a bummer, but I mean you can look at it like just don't grow out of your means. Just remember that it's not a million. It's 670,000. Or you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like that. So just remember that. All right, I didn't make a million. I made 670,000, and just remember to always allocate and compensate and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be all right.
Yeah, I think it probably happens more like what you're saying with overseas stuff, man. You know, and you trade in like U.S. dollar, and then you live overseas in like a foreign country or something. It's probably a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of different things you could do. Like you could have that would be legal, but I don't know about like me though. I mean, you know, I mean, a lot of like there's a deli down the street. They don't have credit cards, so I wonder why. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But like, I mean, that's different. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna tell you about
Yeah.
something else too. Like, I forgot what
What?
though. Oh, I was gonna tell you this. This is a good piece of advice for everyone listening. Get a calendar, right? You write out a calendar, and on the calendar, like for the year, you can even get a calendar. This is what I did when I first started. I went to Home Depot, not Home Depot, Staples, and I bought one of the year calendars that are like a whiteboard, and you can use a dry erase marker on it. It's like one big calendar, and you put that on your wall, on the office wall, and you fill it in for the year. And you could put, it could be like right now, for instance, if you did that right now, December, you could have like in March, you could do March 10th, sell um, sell website, sell website A on Flippa. And and then in August you do launch, launch new product. And you have all of that. And then you fill in the blanks. You'd be like, all right, well, I got to do this for that date, March 10th. And fill it in with Jamie and Matt type things, like not no stupid things like get 10 clients by February or some crappy goal or I don't know, maybe not, maybe that would be realistic for people who are just starting out, but like if you wanted to go big, like and you had maybe a little bit of money, you could build a list, then do big things if you got a little bit of money. If you don't have a lot of money, then yeah, you might have to do the clients, to make the money. But a month later in January, you're gonna have some money from your clients, then update it. Say March, release iPhone app. August, release, do internet marketing launch with everything you learn in the class. November, sell website on Flippa, the app that you built in March. You want to sell it in what did I say, September? So fill in,
Yeah.
have the goals, and with that, once you start making like serious money, once you sell your first site on Flippa for 40,000 that you'd built in a week, and you did another week of marketing and recruiting affiliates and sending out emails since then to the time when you sell it. All right, you guys follow? That website, well, I just explained the whole thing, I was going to go somewhere else with that, but all that is to it, it's a 5-second explanation. A site sold for 40,000 that you had spent 2 weeks to build and market. All right. And in between building and marketing, up until the time when you sell it, you promoted offers with your list that is forever building because of the affiliates driving traffic at it. If you don't have affiliates, then maybe get a tell a friend app so that every visitor to your site becomes 5 visitors and it goes viral. What do you think?
Yeah.
Get more
Hell yeah,
bang for your
dude.
buck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like on your thank you page, you have an app or you have like a thing that makes it go viral. You know, little free bonus if you email this to like 5 of your friends or whatever. It's a great idea. Hell yeah. There's actually a cool plugin, man, that launched. I believe it's called List Eruption by, man, what the hell is this guy's name? Forget. Oh, Mark Thompson, actually. Cool guy. He did the list eruption thing, and it's like a little viral list builder, man. You remember that what Frank Kern did? He had the Good Karma list machine in the launch that he gave away. You remember that at all or no?
The Frank Kern list
Oh, he
control.
called it the Good Karma list machine. It was like the first video of a launch for list control, I think. Yeah. Ring any
No,
bells or no? No. All right.
no.
Basically, what it would do, man, it would use PHP, right? And you would opt in for a free gift, and then he would give away part 1 of this video. And then he said, hey, if you want part 2, take this unique referral URL. So it created like an affiliate tracking link for everybody, right? But it didn't track for commissions, it tracked for leads, bro. So the people that opted in would get this unique link, and then they would mail that link out to their list, and when they got 3 confirmed opt-ins, the system would automatically email them the link to the part 2 video. It's the most beautiful thing ever, bro. It's for viral list generation. Oh my god, it is just the sickest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, that is extremely sexy. And list eruption took that to the next level. Did it really well. They had a big WSO launch. It was very sexy. That thing is good, or any technology like that is actually really, really sexy, because you want to be able to get those viral leads, guys. You know, when you're just starting out, any way to build your list as fast as freaking possible is what you want to be doing. You know, it's just straight up. So whatever that is, if that is buying solo ads, that's what you do. If that is using a viral list generator thing, that's what you do. If that is creating viral videos on YouTube, that is what you do. You gotta do it. Oh, funny story about viral videos last night. I went to go film this video for like a little marketing promotion that I'm doing. I did this thing where I did the promotion, and I made like 5K in like a week, and so I wanted to film the results of that and use it to do some more promoting, you know. And so what I did was I was like, people online, they be taking their screenshots and shit. So I'm just gonna go to the bank and get some cash out, you know. And so what I did, I went to the bank, pulled out $5,000 cash, and then just like spread it out all over the place in my car, and I was like, hey, look at this, $5,000 cash, looks like I talked about it, you know. But what was funny is when we went into the bank, I had my camera guy, he was following me, right? And we did not clear this with the bank whatsoever at all. So we just pull up, and we just get out and walk in the bank, and I walk in, he's right behind me filming me, and like I don't think you can really see it in the footage, but like everyone was sitting in the little cubicles in the bank. We walk in, he's filming me, they're just looking at me like, this guy's fucking retarded, he's crazy, what is he doing? And we walk up to the teller, and then I'm like, hey man, what's going on? Let me make a withdrawal, how you doing? And he was like, all right, cool, but you can't be filming in the bank, you gotta turn that off. And I was like, all right, well, we gotta turn it off. And then my buddy turns it off. this guy is not a fan of authority, so he's like, well, how come you guys could film us, but we can't film you? You got security cameras all over the place filming me right now. I can't film you. It's being a dick. And I was like, I had to cool him down. I was like, hey, relax, man, it's cool. Let's just get out of here. You know what I mean? But we filmed again on the way out too, which was funny, just to spite them. It was good.
Yo, show us the video, man, and then I'll show you my video of me getting kicked out of a bank with the video.
All right, tight, cool deal. Let me go find it. I think I sent it to some people on Facebook, actually. Oh no, I gotta send it to people on Skype, but Facebook's faster. So what she said. Let's see. Not any of those. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice. JM Granola. And some propaganda links, man. Here we go. I gotta unplug it though.
I love his propaganda links.
My name is Neer, and right now I want to show you a little promotion that I did that earned me about $5,000 cash. And people online be taking the screenshots all the time, so what I want to do is take it to the bank, pull out some cash, because you can't fake cold hard cash. So let's hop right up. Come on. All right, yeah, to the bank we go. A lot of times what happens is people, they they get on email lists and they get confused with all these different offers and various different ways to make money, many of which are all great ways to do it. But the problem is that if you're always just spreading yourself so thin that you're never going to be able to focus on one thing hardcore enough to actually make a result with it, So that's kind of the issue a lot of people are having. I guess let's turn left right there. Let's go to the bank. So we got the light. But yeah, so like that's what happens is people aren't able to actually focus long enough on one thing to make it work for them, and then they get distracted or whatever, and they have like a new idea and they want to go try that, and that's all good and well, but my philosophy is that you need to figure out how to get one thing down really well, and once you get that producing a profit for you, be it, whatever your number is a month, everyone's got their own number. Maybe it's 5,000, maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 20,000 a month, maybe it's even, an extra 1,000 or 2,000, man. That changed a lot of people's lives right there. Whatever that is for you, you got to figure out what the most viable option is for you to be able to get that. And so that's why I want to take you guys to the bank right now and show you the actual result I was able to generate by just putting a few simple systems into action and executing it long enough to produce the result that I wanted. So that's kind of the idea behind this whole little cool car trip here. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be fun. Hey.
I was like, psh.
Yeah. Oh, really? All right.
Well, he got mad.
Yeah, dude. He's all butthurt. Count them up. All right, well, we just got back from the bank, pulled out 5K cash money right here. And the reason I did that is because a lot of times on the internet, you can fake your screenshots. People be photoshopping and stuff. You don't know what's real. Cash is real. By the way, these are the brand new hunteds, and they look pretty sexy. I'm sure that's on so we can see them pretty
Sexy.
Yeah, so what I wanted to do is just show you what $5,000 in cash really actually looks like. Kind of spread it out here on a dash. And that's just like what I was able to do in a little under a week. About 7 days. The transaction came in within over a 48-hour period. And again, the way that I did that was through a simple promotion that I did, and all it took was just implementing a few key systems, leveraging the right business model, and putting it all into action. And I'd like to show you how to do that right now. And if you want to learn more, go ahead and put your name and email in the form below. I'm going to send you a video presentation on the next page that will give you the exact strategies I use to create that 5K right now, here today. Do it now, enter info, see you on the other side. Peace out. Boom! Sup?
That was very awesome.
Thanks, man.
All right, watch mine now.
Yeah. All right, cool. Hell yeah. You got the screen? Here we go.
I don't have sound though because I have the 1-inch tweeter.
Oh no.
A bald head.
Sounds the best part, foe.
That was it. If you heard the sound, she actually came out of her little box. She got pissed.
Like, what the hell?
Right there in the corner. And he turned it off. Mine was a little quicker than yours. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's tight, man. My dude was just being cutthroat about it, man, because he's a dickhead, you know what I mean? So he leaves it on. It's great.
Hey, so I did it. That was Latian, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy dude.
Yeah, what's he doing now, man? Is he still in the industry or what?
His father abused him and made him like psycho and greedy.
Poor guy.
Oh no. It's like every marketing video we do. This is our business meeting.
Nice.
That was like really our first internet marketing video we did.
That's tight, dude.
It was a pretty good educational video, you know. And then we did the bank thing, you know. All right, so
Yeah,
yeah,
hell
you can
yeah.
take the screen. Just wanted to share that with you, reminisce.
Nice. That's
So,
tight, dude.
in the questions box, what is going on in here? You guys are all over the place. Ryan, those are all legit. I just send out from different email addresses because none of my emails ever get through to anyone because of all the filters from my server. So I also send emails from my domain name and that Gmail account. Wait, let me just double check. Let me double check. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those are all good, man. I don't know why the hell you get a those are like the from names. As far as support at Income with Jamie and support or Jamie at thelastgoldmine.com go, I agree with you. I got to make up my mind on which one I want to send out from. But the producer Jamie one, that's my personal email. Um, and if sometimes what happened was that gets in there by mistake, a stupid get response. And I regret it because that email is already flowing with all sorts of, it's just crazy. And then that Gmail one, that's the one I do as a backup just to make sure when I send out something important, I email you from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's to answer your questions. I don't know why you're asking me that. You should ask me like something awesome. Let's go. Let's do this. Right? The rest with all the rest of the thanks guys for everyone first of all before I, piss someone off. I'm wanted to thank you for all of this awesome feedback. I'm not really, there's a lot of exclamation points and stuff. I appreciate the support. Just wanted to handle this other thing. This fellow here, Kevin. Kevin, I don't even know what this means, bro. But it says that you're a guitarist, and so I'd hope that you're going to publish some, do what I did with the guitar lessons and make a whole fortune with it. But yeah, you might be sending those emails to support, brother, and they might not be understanding what you're saying because it sounds like I know that program too, the Only 34, but that has to do with that program. Like you're talking to me about their program, like you know what I'm saying? It's like you watch like it's like you meet Mike Tyson and you'd be like, yo, Mike Tyson, man, you were in a freaking Brother Printers commercial on TV. I bought a Brother printer. Can you tell me about this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you want me to talk about that? Like, thanks, You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, like, we're here one on one. Let's do something. Tell me what you're doing. I want to get into your mind and see, share our thoughts. Like get crazy with it. Ed Wildman is back. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right, Ryan. So let me know what's up, brother. I want to be able to help you out with what you're doing, what your business is doing. Oh, here's a good question. Oh, Ryan. Yeah, Kevin. Sorry. Ryan says, do you use a business PayPal account or a personal account? Look at it, Matthew.
That's awesome.
I got a business PayPal account. You could get virtual terminal too, where you can take people's credit cards. Like, say if you had like a hot dog stand and a laptop, you could say, "Hey, what's your credit card?" and then you type it into virtual terminal with PayPal. So your laptop acts as a credit card processor. That's if you're, same thing with like you could be selling physical items, and you could be selling beepers or phones or something. You whatever you do. I don't know a lot about that business, but I know my mother-in-law used to sell beepers as a business, and she would, I guess, I don't know, I don't exactly know how she did it, but I know nowadays all she would have to do is, input the information into virtual terminal. Another idea for virtual terminal is to go to sports games, and with this it'd be pretty easy because you just join the memorabilia sports program. Affiliate program with like CJ, for memorabilia, sportsmemorabilia.com, and then you could sell all sorts of memorabilia games or sell tickets, And the way you do that is with your laptop. You go on a laptop and you have people enter their info and buy it, and you get the commission. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like run your own hot dog stand, accept credit cards, and that's all good, man. I got respect for the hot dog stand thing, man. That's big business, like because it's non-exclusive. You're not, you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients, so I'm all good with that. I'm good with non-exclusive models. Like if you got hundreds and hundreds of clients. That's what the Beats 365 thing was. That did 900 grand of gross revenue on my Hip Hop Beats website. I don't know about all these other guys who do beat sites, but they didn't, like, there was one point when you typed in hip hop beats into Google and all you got all over the page was Beats 365. So other beats makers were pissed. But the whole secret behind that was that I was selling them for $30. Like all my beats, you download all my beats, non-exclusive license for $300. People would send me emails. They'd be like, hey, I'll give you $500 for this beat. I wouldn't even reply. I'd be like, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So when I see other like beat makers selling, the beats they make for $300, it tells me you're broke. They're not, and then they act all big. Like straight up, I was selling hundreds of them shits every week. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it was $30 for like 1,000 of them. So of course people are gonna buy it. Like everyone who was rapping like in 2009 bought that. From 2005 up to 2010, it was crazy. And then after 2010, it died down a lot. Probably mostly because I didn't really give it much attention. I could have, done a 2.0 or whatnot, but it still looks the same as it did like 10 years ago. But straight up, in 10 years, that freaking thing processed like 900 grand, So that's the whole thing, the non-exclusive model, like take what you've done and have it as a download, straight up. Or if you take orders for services, make sure you have a team. Like right now, you guys probably see my promotion. My team's for hire right now because I'm taking a vacation, man. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm like just need to take a break or whatnot. So I put, and it's not only you guys, like, my partners and stuff, they can, lease out, my stuff as well, so I'm taking a little break, relaxing and stuff. But that's the idea. Like anything, is packageable. Everyone's an artist and everything is packageable. You just have to do it. And, it could be a service, a download, a database, a collection. Just make sure it's legal and ethical and you don't make enemies and, do it in a fancy, awesome way, different than everyone else who's doing it. Also, try to learn from your competitors, mimic certain aspects. Don't rip them off, completely, but learn how it's done. I'm not even saying like do a McDowell's. You remember Coming to America, McDowell's, McDonald's is just utterly the same. No, don't do that, it's legal to do that. It's just like a satire, but it's not a good look. Do something a little different, but don't reinvent the wheel. Use the format. The format is the word I'm looking for. Like if you do a reality show, it's in a certain format. It has an intro. It has, there's 4 sections, and then there's a part at the end that says coming soon. Same thing with those MTV shows, like Pimp My Ride. They always start out with a, little intro, like a trailer of the person you're going to meet and the car that they're going to fix up. And then it starts off in the beginning, and then in every show, they show the person, it was Exhibit who did that show, right? So Exhibit would walk up the driveway and he'd knock on the door, and the person would be like all excited that he's there. And you know that shit must have been fake, because sometimes wouldn't they show, you guys tell me, would they show the door opening from the inside or the outside? You know, when Exhibit knocked on the door. If it was done from the outside, then possible that it wasn't staged, but I don't know. So anyway, there's always a format to things, you know. So look at the other formats. Like if you're going to sell Beats, you look at Beats 365, you know. If you're going to sell, you know, how to get your X back, you look at some of the other get your X back sites on ClickBank. If you're going to sell, you know, be successful selling musical instruments or selling, you know, vacuum cleaners or, you know, water filtration products, do that search in Google and look at the other stores, the ones that come up number, you know, in the top 10 in Google, and look at the other stores and look at how, you know, look at how they do it and become better than they are, you know, and just set up shop, you know, set up shop one after the other, build them up, build huge lists, make tons of money with them, and then sell them off, you know. And that's the big money stuff, man. I'm not teaching any like $200 a day. If you want to make $200 a day, then just post, you know, a bunch of ads on Craigslist all day, you know. Or you can, you know, get a whole bunch of Fiverr gigs all day. You know, I mean, that's pretty freaking lame. I'm trying to teach you some big time stuff. I don't really know a lot about the lame stuff. I don't use Fiverr to make money. I don't use Craigslist to make money anymore. But I did use Craigslist a lot in 2005, man. That was crazy. And I didn't know a lot of the tricks, man. I didn't know the DEF CON 5 thing. You know how, you know, I was just doing the DEF CON 5 thing. I was just spamming the heck out of that. And that's not a good look, man. You know, the reason I talk about it now is the statute of limitations is up. You know what I'm saying? Not a good look. You know, I mean, you can do a DEF CON 3. That's all legal. They're good with that. They want you to do that. You know, which is post, do your thing. Tell them who you are and what you're doing. You know, if you want to help them get their X back, say, hey, man, call me up, man. And that's the way you do it ethically and without Craigslist getting mad at you. And then you have auto response that sells, you know, gets them on your list, and you know, and then the follow-ups on your list will promote different get your X back products, and you know, build a business, man. It's different, you know, no different than if you had a hot dog stand or if you're a therapist, you had a practice, wrote a book. Oh, I'm gonna write a book, put it up on Kindle. You know, do it up, put it up on Kindle, but don't just put it up there. You got to promote that. You know, just go crazy with the promotion after you put it up. And don't promote it stupid. Don't promote it on a personal Facebook page. That's retarded. You go on, you know, go in major venues and post. Have, you know, pay people to post for you. You know, $5 an hour. You know, $25. You got, you know, 4 people. $25, and you know, you want to have an hour of 4 people working for you. Why don't you guys try that? Hire 4 of your friends for $5 each. You know, $5 an hour to work for you for an hour and spend $25 and see what it's like and see how much you get done. You'd be like, holy crap. I see there's, you know, you'd be like, this is good. There's a future to this, you know? It's like that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was like 5 years old, I wrote, I did a, you know, I mimicked the workbook, you know, how to work, you know, the workbook from kindergarten. And I had all the you know, the kids, neighborhood kids come over, and I was the teacher, and I gave them the workbook. You know, it was like my own workbook. It's like that type of thing, you know? I mean, you guys could do that for fun, like for Christmas with the family. You could write your own, you could do some type of funny game, you know? Y'all should do like maybe some Pictionary or something, and do some money Pictionary, like, you know, marketing Pictionary, like entrepreneur games. Do some big, you know, some Monopoly or something, you know, play some Monopoly. And then when you're done, get off, you know, Monopoly and do it for real. Log in your PayPal account and be like, I'm going to do this for real now. All right. So y'all remember that no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? You got to package it, promote it, and make money with it. All right. Thank you very much.
He's so passionate, bro, and he just cut it right off. That's hilarious. I love it. Love it. I did that one time. I used that strategy at a bar. with this chick, and she just thought it was the most hilarious thing ever, dude. Because she'd ask me what I do, and then I'd give her this this really in-depth detailed explanation, but it was still really vague at the same time, and then I'd just stop talking and look at her, wait for her to say something. It's great, dude.
Nice. Hey, we're gonna take a caller.
Oh, hell yeah. Who's up? Raise your hand. You want to come on the line?
Agent Manos.
Oh shit.
Say hello, Manus. Your mic working?
All expenses paid. Heroes.
Manus. Manos.
For every late night.
Manus is mad at me. He doesn't like me anymore.
Idea sold.
All right, Manus. You're on the webinar. You ain't even paying attention. Now you're live on the call and you ain't saying shit.
Luxury brand in the United States, including
all right, we'll come back to you, Manus. God, I hate that, man. I always love taking callers, and everyone's always asleep. You know what I'm saying? He's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, dude.
And Gravity ain't here tonight. He went to his mom's house.
Oh no.
Who else is here? Say something. Hello.
Yeah, if you
I'm gonna try Manus one more time. Manus,
right.
Can you hear me? Manus, Magic Manus. Yo. All right. What's up? Say hello. You're on live.
Open to ambition. Open to bold ideas.
Can't get that on there.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Manus?
Yeah.
Move here, expand here, or start a new business here and pay no taxes
Say hello.
for 10 years. We're New York.
Hello.
Here's something that creates more jobs and grows more businesses. We're open to it.
They're shy. People are shy, man. All right. So who else is here? Who wants to say something? Oh, I remember that, Ron. No, it didn't yet, man. I think she's afraid, man. That's what always happens. I'm like, hey, man, let's do a project together. You know what? That is the stupidest thing you could ever do, partner with someone. It's just so stupid. Especially someone who doesn't know this stuff. It's just always the same thing. It's they get so excited. All right, cool. All right, awesome. And then it gets to the filming part, and people are like, well, I guess they start to do it, and then they're just like, oh my God, this is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a difference between you putting something on Facebook and you putting something in a members area that's protected, that only people who are your customers and who are looking for that specific thing are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Sure, it's a good test. It's a good test to say to yourself, hey, is this sales video so freaking awesomely epic that I could put it on my personal Facebook page? That's a different thing. That's a mental exercise that you do. That's not really in reality, unless you're me and you do ridiculous sales videos or whatever. But I'm just joking. I'm being an asshole. But my point is that there's a difference between you doing a members area where it's you did this, shred 10, how to lose weight. You don't put that, you might be doing the video thinking oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This is terrible. I got to call up Jamie and tell him I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't want to, I understand it's embarrassing if you put that on Facebook or if but it's not in public. It's in a members area. My members area videos I wish they were leaked more. You know what I'm saying? Hell, man, I go on YouTube, I search my name, and it's all other people and stuff talking about me. I want them to see my webinars. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one posting good stuff about me, webinars wise. Other people's are the stupidest reviews. I can't even believe it. It's they got all their facts wrong. They're yo, I Am With Jamie is $97 a month, and it's a training course which he'll give you videos and you'll watch the videos. They don't even mention the class. They didn't even come on the class. So it's I'm yo, I wish my members area videos were out instead of that. You know what I'm saying? So come on now, don't worry about it. I got a guitar product Like, I'll show you it right now. I'll show you a members video I did, like one of my old members videos, all right? And then we'll go because I think Matt's getting sick, so.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. All right, so we got to go, guys. But look, right before we go, I'm going to show you I'll show you some of my old projects, like one of my first musician products. This product actually, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think this is the worst product ever.
Hating on your own shit, man. That's great.
Yeah, this is, all right, so this is a how to play piano website. And I mean, people buy this and I'm like, oh no, why did they buy that? Like, it's like that. And then they email me and they're like, I can't find, like, what the hell is this? And, I'm like, all right, just get a refund. It's like, there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not good. But anyway, this is the content. Here, we'll watch the 12 bar blues. Let's see this. Teach this. I know you can't hear that because it's the 1-inch tweeter. You probably hear that a little bit. That wasn't bad. Isn't that a 12 bar blues? I actually don't know why people don't like this. Here's an ear training video.
Ooh.
And this is just a freaking, what is this? What is this? Is this Flash? I might have gone on Scriptlance and hired someone to make my video a Flash video. I mean, I was using like QuickTime videos in the beginning.
It looks like QuickTime to me, man.
I mean, this site didn't make a heck of a lot of money, I guess. I mean, it's like utterly a joke. Like, I mean, it's piano and like, what is that? Free keyboard. All right, great. All right, so anyway, that was the Piano Coach Pro website. I'll show you another one and then we'll go because Matt, you all right? You hanging in there? Yo, thanks for being here, bro.
Yeah, no problem, man. Would have missed it, dude. Would have missed it.
This is the Prepare for Boot Camp product I did with a guy I met online. He was a drill instructor. That was the sales page. And then I don't even think yeah, here's the members area. All right. All right, so this is the members area. So this is the PDF. And people actually really liked this. Visitors didn't like it though because they didn't understand it. All right, so this is like the table of contents. I don't really even understand what any of that shit means. I guess the crucible is the test at the end. So yeah, that was the freaking chapter 5. And he wrote the ebook and I did the marketing and the graphics and stuff.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good ones. Like, one that really did really good was, the Epic, that whole guitar thing. That was Music Master Pro. don't know where the hell it is though.
Yeah, I just had a sick ass idea for an app right now. I'm just
Really?
gonna throw it out there while it's hot, man, if you don't mind.
All right.
Let's check it out. How many times you been at a social gathering of some kind, and you're not at a bar, but you have a certain kind of alcohol? You know, maybe you got some vodka, maybe you got some cognac, maybe you got some rum. I don't know what you got, but you got the liquor, and then you got some weird shit in the fridge. All right. What if there was an app that you could just open it up, and you say what kind of ingredients you have, and then it tells you the best recipes. It just kicks it back out to you.
No shit. And so you have all the recipes inside of it?
Yeah, yeah. So it'd be a database of recipes, and then keywords would trigger what drinks you could make. You know, and like the combination. Like, let's say you had rum and Coke, and then you could be like, oh, we can make this drink, this drink, this drink, this drink, and this drink. You know, and you could choose your favorite.
Nice.
That could be pretty sick, dude. I wonder if
Well,
that
what do you
exists.
think? We're gonna do it up?
Yeah, I mean, if it's an open market, man. If no one's done that, then fucking a.
Well, I
Hell
think the
yeah.
next thing I gotta do is that, that app that just builds an entire, you know, freaking, domain name, and then you've picked the domain name, and then you get to pick the font, and then it has all these crazy fonts, and then when you pick it, then it fills it with color, gives it like a border, makes a cool little logo automatically,
Oh
adds like
yeah.
stock photos that are inside of it, creates the banner, the graphics, and then creates the copy, the format, everything. Just to freaking, just press a button and creates, one of these types of sites. And then it's real easy to upload. Like there's this site called Let's Beef where people would upload their battles. Like they'd rap into a microphone and it would record it into the site. Like they could rap and it would, and you could rap into the website and the website would feature your battle. you know
Really?
yeah, it was sick. So what I'm saying is like that type of thing, like where you could, I mean, Facebook does this, all these sites do this, but where YouTube, for instance, and you would and maybe it could just use YouTube and you press a button, it would upload it to YouTube, but then it would embed it in your members area, and so you could just create like one of these sites like really easily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's sick,
I think
bro.
that's like the next thing we got to do, just like
That's a
all
sick
out.
ass project.
Yeah, just like all out. Look at this. Look at the sites that I would promote. S Beats Online, Musician's Friend. See if this link works anymore. I guess not. That was the link. Look at this freaking crazy ass hop link. Guess that
Yeah.
doesn't work. Best Beats Online. Up goes to my How to Get a Record Deal product. That was a good product, man. That was dope. My thing crashed. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I had a whole bunch of these products, man, like, and they were all revolved around music. I had relaxing music downloads. I had, and then I had ebook
Oh yeah, that
products
was a
like
good one, wasn't it?
this. So I had like ebook products, download file products, video products on how to do, play drums or, because I went to drum school. That product was really good, like the products that I did that I went to school for, like really knew a lot about, those did really well. Like I had testimonials for the get how to get your ex back product, this one. Like there's, when you get
Nice.
testimonials, it's good. And you usually get testimonials for stuff that, you know, it's legit, you are qualified to teach it, 'Cause this is
Mhm.
$97. Jesus Christ. What the hell is that about? Yeah, this was the cheaper one. I think this is like an upsell or something.
Are you going through a breakup? Have you been separated or broken up for some time?
Yeah, and I had like my girlfriend do that.
Yeah.
It's like
Nice.
a little audio, just like a little audio button. But yeah, this shit is crazy. This wasn't the one I did though. This is one that my girlfriend did. But I had one that was killer. It was all about the ex, that ex I had, that crazy one. That was the first one I did.
Yeah, dude. That's tight.
Yeah, man. Isaiah Jackson remembers that Let's Beef. Remember that? You know the cat who did Let's Beef. He was the same one who did Rock Battle. He was a Canadian kid. Um, and I had a big part in Let's Beef. Like they used all my beats in the beginning. I told them they could, and then they ended up being a really good affiliate, right? So it was a deal that we made where they were like, we're gonna be an affiliate, but we got to use, a bunch of your beats. I was like, hell yeah. So they ended up being real good. They sold a whole crap load of them, and then after that, they signed a deal with, did the Rock Battle site, and that was like a beat battle, and they sell beat, you buy and sell beats on there. Like I remember, kicking their ass still with like Alexa, like just kicking the Rock Battle's ass, and it was because like they weren't as good as marketing at that point. But that dude was after he went to Rock Battle, then we stopped talking because they didn't need beats anymore because then they had all the users were uploading beats. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't really a good affiliate. They were more like a competitor. And then Norb from Toronto, he he started like, I remember back in the day, man, he was like copying my entire style. Like he even got caught one time. Like I got mad at him. I was like, dude, you blatantly jacked my template. You forgot to take out my company name out of the bottom of this. Yeah, dude, like he's totally, but then he created Dub Turbo and he blew up and now he thinks and that's why, that one time I brought him on the webinar. I was like, let's debate on the webinar. And I was so nice to him. Like I could have brought all that
Yeah.
stuff up, but I think I would bring this stuff up nowadays. I'm become much more of a, jerk nowadays, but I want to bring him back. He is amazing. He's designing bitcoins. Like he designs coins.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for him as a designer. He really is amazing. And I mean, he's good with Dub Turbo too, but his beats suck. You know what I'm saying? Like a great programmer, great designer, a good marketer, but beat, music wise, no, come on now. Although his dubstep is pretty cool. That's the honest take on that. But I think yeah, he's still here, Murat, right? You were talking about King of the Dot, right? That dude Norb I'm talking about, King of the Dot is an affiliate of Dub Turbo. Like you might have seen like at the battles they have, they say, oh yo, go to Dub Turbo. That's the same type of agreement that we used to make that I did with Let's Be, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Where they,
Mm-hmm.
like where they're getting 70%. So they'd sell Dub Turbo for Norb and they'd get 70%. So like everyone, they probably did sell a freaking shitload of Dub Turbos. Like with my Beats 365 list, I sold like 500 Dub Turbos. It's like
That's
no
tight.
joke. And I mean that was like $30 a piece. I mean that's like $15,000 maybe. Like over time, like not all at once. But that's the type of thing. Like it's just business. We just sell each other shit, really. It's like. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Norb is funny, man. The whole thing that happened was like he went into Forex, and that was like the biggest scam ever. And so then like he gave up Forex. He thought it was too scammy or whatever, so he sold all of his Forex stuff. And then he went on his forum, which I'd helped like big time. I had a big part in helping him out in the beginning of the forum because I had Copy and Profit when he was starting that. And he was all like, please, will you, help me drive traffic? And we're like, all right. So we mailed him. And back then we used to get like 5,000 clicks with every mailing. Like Aweber was totally amazing deliverability for IM back then, and so we sent like freaking 20,000 hops at, and so it populated his whole forum, and he uses that forum to get affiliates. So we really like, I don't know if we should have done it. I don't know what he did for us in return. So that's the thing, is like, be careful what you do for people, and But anyway, so he blows up with this forum, and then he blows up with Dub Turbo competing with me with Sonic Producer. He kicks my ass with Sonic Producer. It's partly my fault because I sold Sonic Producer out early. And then when I sold it out early, I sold it to someone who didn't really know marketing as well as I did. And then Norb just totally dominated the whole industry, just destroyed, awesome. I really respect him for that. And so it blew up with that. But then here's the problem. Went into Forex, dumps the Forex, and around that time he was still talking with me. But then like 2 years later, he goes on the forum, and I mean, I don't know if it was because he saw the Verge article that came out with me in it. And he might have seen that, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. And so he goes on his forum, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to, I don't want to have anything to do with it, because someone was like, yo, did you see the Jamie Lewis documentary? And he's like, oh, well, I haven't seen, I like that, what he did. I watched half of it. I have to watch more of it later. I'm proud of him. I think it's a great story. I can't have anything to do with him. He does the IM stuff. And so when I saw that, man, I was like, I didn't go on the forum or anything. I just sent him a Skype, private message. I was like, fuck you. I got all really mad. And I was like, you stole my whole style. You're successful because of me. You freaking, I freaking built that whole entire forum for you, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. And that's how you repay me. You don't know nothing about my classes, blah, blah, blah. It was like that. So I was like, come on a class, And so he came on a class, and then it was really cool. We had like a little debate, a little bit, but I was real easy on him, man. Like, that's the way I think about it. So I've been trying to get him back on, but he won't come back on. He won't reply or nothing. But I think his design is amazing. You should check him out on, I freaking blast him in public and then say, check him out. Well, check him out. He is a nice guy, and like, he is, very talented. So, and he's very successful too. You can learn a thing or two from him, And like, we send each other, we give each other props. Like, I send him traffic, he sends me traffic, I guess, now or whatever. But all right, so I guess I'll see you guys later. All right, thank you for coming. You guys are the bomb. I hope that you kick some ass this week, and I'll see you on Thursday. And do some shit like this, man. If you're an A&R or like work for a record label, do an ebook like this. Seriously, write an ebook on your experience. People buy it. Maybe not your private Facebook page they buy it, but if on a fan page for artists, you get 600 fans. Matthew saved me with that before I make a fool of myself. Matthew's the expert when it comes to Facebook pages. Like, he's,
Yeah, no, that's definitely a way you can monetize that, man. For sure.
Yeah, like, I'm the dinosaur. Like, he knows the deal. Like, and so what I'm saying is, write your ebook, either put it on Kindle or put it, on a Facebook page that is dedicated to artists, not your personal page. Like, your personal page might work to get a couple clients here and there or whatever. No, not a good look, And a lot of people know that too. Like Matt, Agent Manus here, he started a construction business, like remodeling. And he's smart. He created an event, he did his own page and stuff like that. That's the right way to do it. It's just then sign up to AdWords and drive local traffic, only traffic in that area at that page. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Man. So yeah, man, Matt, I'll let you take it away, bro. I hope everyone had a fun time on the webinar and learned a lot, and we'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully, Matt will be better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep and get some good quality.
Thank you very much, Murat, and thank you, Isaiah. Thanks everyone else. Yeah, here's Matt.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hey, thanks for coming, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I just got I'm gonna go drink some green stuff and make me all better, and then ready to rock and roll on Thursday, man. Have some, hopefully, man. I'm running some experiments at the moment, and if they turn out swell, I will have some cool ass shit to share on Thursday. So hopefully all goes according to plan, and we'll see what's going on then. But other than that, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and see you soon, Jamie. Thanks again for having me. It's always a pleasure, man. And it is bedtime for me.
Hell yeah, bro. Later.
Yeah, later, guys.